What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Diggins.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woo-hoo.
It's crazy.
Well, I say.
Big week this week. Big week for people making that voice that Diggins did.
Yes.
For us
A
and for other
big
people.
week, right? A
Big week, that's true.
big week, yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk about. Okay, so we're doing a movie that's part of the. Was it someone just won with it, right? It's from March Madness, I think.
I don't know which March Madness, men's or women's, but it was one of them. So
Yeah,
good for them.
And we don't know who they are, but the name of their bracket was B movie. So
yes,
And we were like, yeah, that works. We didn't have to ask for follow up.
nope. And unless there's another one out there somewhere that I missed, this seems like it's the main one. What if it's Aquila and the Bee, that movie about a spelling bee or something? That'd be fast.
Oh man,
We missed it.
Oh.
They were like, yeah, the Bee movie. The one about the Aquila and the spelling bee. Is there another
what
one?
did you guys
I don't
think?
know. Yeah. We we got to talk about that. That's this week. Got so much great stuff. Also so much news. Not that much. Well, some news. Bunch of trailers this week, you guys.
Whoa.
Diggins, how about you first? What was your favorite one? You could start.
My favorite one was the one that took a shot at a certain Mr. Zaslav and all his stuff that he's been doing. I refer, of course, to the Coyote v. Acme trailer, which is marketing itself as the movie Acme doesn't want you to see.
love it.
Yeah, I think that's cute. I like that. What'd you think of the actual trailer and like because we never really, we knew what the movie was about, but this is the only time we've like seen footage, right? There's never anything else floating around.
Yeah, they never really released anything other than I think maybe like a screenshot or two.
That's wild.
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's kind of the CGI-ish like live action cartoon integration from the Chip and Dale movie, which I don't love, but I think the premise and like sort of the bits we saw in the trailer were really strong. Foghorn Leghorn as like a corporate fixer, Bugs Bunny as the sort of, Deep Throat-esque informant. Now, I feel like the trailer shows them really committing to the whole sort of like corporate espionage thriller aspect of it in a way that I think will be really fun.
What did you think, DJ? Did you like it?
Yeah, let me answer. Yeah, it looks fun. Yeah, I'm hopeful it will be good. I was watching it and there was nothing in the trailer that signaled to me to like, oh, this will be bad. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I hope this isn't bad. I wonder if because like, a couple of the articles I saw, like after a fan revolt, Warner Brothers releases, a Coyote v. Acme trailer. If no matter the quality, the fans will just have to say it's good, even if it's not good.
I mean, there's definitely something to that. It's tough to have like a thing like this be so coveted and then everybody go, you know what? He was right. They shouldn't have released it.
Right.
Afterwards.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that, we can't say that.
Yeah.
We can't give them that. Absolutely.
But
not.
it does. And it comes out pretty soon. It's in August. So we'll all see it.
Yep.
Hopefully soonish. What do you think of John Cena as a lawyer? Is he too strong to be a lawyer?
I like
Does
it.
he have enough range now?
I think so.
I think I like John Cena as an actor. I am on the record many times saying that I enjoy him and his performances. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. What's my other question about this one? Seems like a lot of things explode in it. That's fun. Oh, my question.
like
what do you do if you're the Acme supermarket or any other? 'Cause Acme is like a name of stuff, It's
Right?
weird that they just get to say like Acme sucks, Acme is evil. Their logos are identical. Like it's, but I mean, they were
Right.
second, I'm sure. I don't think they beat the Looney Tunes to the punch, but yeah, it's weird for me to think about that.
No, it is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't know
maybe
like
that would
where
be a
that
real.
I don't know where the name Acme comes from, personally.
I mean, an acme is like, it's like kind of like apex, right? It's a word, right? I think.
It is. Yeah.
Oh.
From the Greek acme, point, edge, peak of anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So makes sense why
there
you'd
you go.
name a supermarket after it, kind of. Doesn't make as much sense why you'd name like, well, I guess like if you made explosives and stuff, it's an okay name for it.
You know, Nando, I don't know if they did beat the grocery store chain to the punch, because the grocery store chain was founded in 1891 in Philadelphia,
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
shit. Has it always been called Acme? Or did it used to be called like Ye Old Grocery Store and they changed it?
Acme Markets. No, it's been Acme the
Wow.
whole time. Since 1891,
Oh.
it's been Acme.
Okay, so
They were-
hold on, I'm looking up stuff here. Interesting. So basically, it's kind of just a word that got used a lot in like the 1920s for the names of businesses, so that they would be at the start of like alphabetical yellow pages.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
And so
Smart.
it's sort of like, then it got put in cartoons to be like sort of satirizing that, you know, all these Acme corporations existed and frequently were like not actually that good.
I like that. That's
Nice.
funny. And then like, it's crazy that we used to have those yellow pages, you know?
Right?
Try to explain that to a child now. Like, they used to dox everyone. They would send a bill with everybody's addresses and phone numbers to everybody's house, and nobody wanted it. Everybody would be like, oh, another one of these. But it was like the most important thing you could possibly have if
It's
you were
true.
a business, is like, yeah, high up in the thing. But yeah, it's wild. You used to be able to watch a really strong guy rip him in half. That was the perfect book for
Yep.
that.
That was the whole thing.
Now I guess you have to
Yeah.
use the Bible or something. I don't know what do people rip in half these days. Probably not the Bible. It's like a big Harry Potter or something. You probably rip those in half. That's fun.
Yeah, Dance
Game
of
of
Dragons is like
Thrones, yeah.
1,100 pages, right? Take that
That
out.
is a pretty big book. He said some stuff this week, right? He was like, "I'm never making another book. I hate you."
No, we're getting it. No. Don't. His publisher
Oh.
has it. The Reddit leaks or wherever they came from,
No.
they're totally real.
DJ's coping, to be clear.
We are no. We're getting it. We are getting it.
He specifically came out to say that this Reddit rumor that baselessly started was false.
Which is what you would say. You have to, if you're the publisher, you call George and you tell him the same day, debunk that rumor. Debunk it right now.
No, you say, well, wait,
No,
what was
you'd
the
say,
leak?
we're
Was it
putting the book out. You say, George, tell everyone the book is coming out so we get a bunch of pre-orders and everyone's excited.
Yeah, wait, was the
They're
was
not
the
there
leak
yet.
like plot points, or was it just that the
No,
book
no.
exists? And,
Yeah, that it
oh,
exists,
yeah,
yeah.
you totally build on that. Unless it's like spoiling parts of the book you don't want out there. Go like, well, I don't know, maybe soon, so that it's at the top of all the news and stuff. Not that
It's
it
a
wouldn't be
shadow
when it comes out.
campaign. It is. He gets more attention every time he says it's not coming out, so he has to milk that out for as much as he can. Why address it then? Why even address it at all?
So that people don't get their hopes up.
He likes attention. Maybe it's that.
You know, we're gonna have a lot of
Among
attention
Us.
releasing the fucking book.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, that's a lot more work than saying the
the
book's not coming out, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's true.
Yeah,
It's
there's
true.
a Game of Thrones movie coming out soon. Actually, I think they announced it like
There
pretty
is?
recently, right? Yeah, it's Aegon's Conquest or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck any of these guys.
Oh, good.
There's like 50 Aegons, so it could be anything. But I think it's
Yeah, right.
the one from the new show.
like the
but, like,
Robert
later.
Rebellion, or like
You know, I don't think it is that, or I think it's what led up to Robert's Rebellion. So it's like
okay.
Targaryen origins or something like that.
like when they
I feel
came
like
to West. Yeah,
when I
like
read
them coming
about
to
it, or when I read the
Westeros.
I was gonna say
The
Aegon's
description, I
Conquest
was
is when they landed the first time.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not positive it's that, but I think that's what the book is or the movie is named. Yeah, and yeah, this happened last week. It Yeah, I guess we don't have too much about it, but it is Aegon the First, it seems like. So that's a movie that he's going to probably have to look at once or twice the script and go, yep. So that's more fun. Movie premieres, cocaine,
just like
all that
just
stuff.
like that Elden Ring movie that's coming out.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
Elden Ring movie. What a cast. DJ, do you know who's in the Elden Ring movie?
Fuck no.
Diggins, do you?
I know Kaylee Spaney's in it.
Kaylee Spaney, that's right. Yeah, her and Kit Connor, I feel like, are two of the higher profile ones. I guess you probably would know. Do you know who he is? He was from the show with the little gay children.
What?
Which show is that?
What's it called? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that the WandaVision kid is from. The one from Joe Locke. He's very popular with the kids. Anyway,
Little Gay Boys.
There's a show. What'd you say?
Little Gay Boys.
That is, you know what? That is probably not what it's called. What is it? Oh man, this is gonna kill me. Is Love, Simon something? Is that a movie? That's a movie, right?
There's Love, Simon, and there's Love something else, and one of them is a movie and one of them's a show.
Okay, I was wrong. It's Heartstopper. That's the name of this show. Very popular show with the youths about a gay couple of kids. One of them ended up being Wanda's son, all grown up in the Agatha show. People thought the other one was going to be his boyfriend in the comics, the hulkling Skrull child. He hasn't been cast yet, but he would be. Anyway, that's why I know so much about this one. Other people in this movie. Ben Whishaw is in it. Remember him?
Oh,
Paddington.
Yeah, Ben Whishaw.
Okay.
We got,
Paddington's
we got Nick Offerman somehow. That'll be interesting.
Oh.
Well, like, is Kaylee Spaney, like, is she American or British or what's her deal?
I think she's American, isn't she?
Yeah, so I kind of assumed this movie would be just like all British people. But I guess the world of Elden Ring doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, it can be whatever.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the voice actors are kind of all over the place.
They are. Yeah, Nick Offerman's a really specific kind of guy. Who's the other? Just another American in there that I'm like...
I meant in the video game.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's coming out in a while. I don't think we know.
Yeah, they only
who.
just started filming.
Yeah, the cast announcement was yesterday or the day before.
I saw some leaked footage of people throwing things at the loathsome dung eater.
Oh, be cool. I kind of know who that is. It's been a while since I played that game.
He's mad loathsome. I don't know if you met him.
When is he in it?
You can find if you go to an awful stinky jail dungeon under the main city, you can find the worst jail cell and he's chilling in there. And if you let him out, he fucks your game up.
Oh shit, that's bad.
Yeah, because he sucks.
What if he's in the movie and then he shows up and then the movie breaks like in the middle of fucking Monty Python and then you never finish it? Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty cool.
And if you follow his quest, you can get a thing. Like his quest gets you one of the things you can use at the end of the game to like get a different ending. And his ending is everything is worse and sucks forever because you used the dung eater's ring. You idiot. Why'd you do that?
Why did they do that? Well, I looked at the cast list, assuming this is the real, like, this is a Polygon article, but it doesn't look like it's speculation. It looks like this is the casting announcement. Oh, no, these are the casts. Okay. I was like, we don't have that much information. But according to this, none of them are the Dung Man. Who would you cast as him if you wanted to put him in the movie?
Who's our most loathsome actor? Jared Leto?
Yeah, Jared Leto, right? Well, yeah. Does he look like him though? Is he got a specific look?
He's just wearing armor the whole time. We don't really know what he looks like.
Okay.
But who's good at playing loathsome but is not an actual loathsome person is the real question.
Like what's his name? Paul Walter Hauser kind of sometimes. Paul Giamatti, that would be fun. That'd be great. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Maybe like Miles Teller, kind of, but I don't think he really does that much anymore. Oh, Jesse Eisenberg. I feel like he's pretty loathsome.
Yes.
I find him quite good at that. So, and then as far as women, because it could be a woman, maybe we're gender swapping it. I don't know, Meryl Streep or something. I got Devil
Meryl
Wears Prada on
Streep
the
as
brain.
the loathsome dog eater.
Yeah. She can do something incredible with it, probably. You guys know there's 5 Anne Hathaway movies coming out this year. They're all like huge, or at least like big releases.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Man, she's
Here,
been
let's
busy.
play a guessing game. Guess the 5 Anne Hathaway releases. There's 5 of them. You probably know all of them.
We talked
Diggins,
about
you
one.
go first.
Okay.
Well, there's Devil Wears Prada 2.
We talked about that.
Devil Wears Prada 2. DJ, you go second.
Toy Story 5.
Incorrect. Diggins, you want to go second again?
Is there a new Princess Diaries or something?
There is not, although I do think that's been rumored as something that they're working on, but that is not under in the cards as of yet. All right, well, you both failed. You can't even give me one more? There's one big one, like really, really big movie that she's in.
That Hunger Games movie.
Bigger.
Wow.
Bigger.
Oh my gosh.
Bigger than Hunger Games. This will
Dune?
be one of the highest grossing movies of this year. Nope.
Avengers.
Bigger.
Avengers.
A little smaller than that, probably. Just because of the audience. I'm guessing it'll be in the middle between Dune and Avengers.
It'd be between Dune and Avengers. Oh, Supergirl?
Yeah. No. Different, higher. That one's a maybe, but I still think it will be higher than that.
Wow.
Just based on the performance of the last movie that had this kind of cachet attached to it.
What tentpole movie are we not thinking of?
It's a big one.
Are they doing a Fortnite movie?
I wish. Maybe that's what the Looney Tunes are in Fortnite now. So maybe at the end they go into Fortnite land.
Spider-Man?
I just unlocked the Bugs Bunny in his Toon Squad part of the Battle Pass.
Nice.
Spider-Man, no, close in terms of one certain thing. In fact, 2 certain things in a way that's kind of funny. But spiders, man. No, it's not spiders. Oh, maybe. What else is she up to this year? She have a
Besides
big
Dune
ticket
and
item?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Euphoria movies or Euphoria
Somebody else
movie.
is another person from the Spider-Man movie perhaps in it as well. And that's probably interesting. So like, that's 3 people. That's pretty good for guessing.
What?
I am genuinely kind of worried about this movie now because it was one of the big movies that everybody was like, that's coming in 2026. Now I'm like, we can't even remember it.
It's not Street Fighter.
No, it's not
Hell
that.
no. We'd
It's
remember
not-
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Who would she be in Street Fighter? Probably Sea Viper. Anyway, last guess
I can
before
see
I tell you and you both go crazy.
All right, I'm
You're
ready.
gonna
to
hate,
go
you're
crazy.
gonna
All
hate
right.
yourself. You ready
Go
for
crazy.
this?
Yep.
She's playing a little known character called Penelope in a little movie called The Odyssey. It's supposed to come out later this year.
Damn it!
Yeah.
No.
Besides Zendaya
Oh my
and Tom
God.
Holland from
I
Spider-Man.
knew that.
I was only thinking of bad movies or whatever.
That's
Not,
true. How dare you? Who said
not
that
the
about
movie that
Dune?
might win Best Picture or whatever.
Yeah, not one that we'll see. I'm really, really like curious on how that one does. But so she's got Devil Wears Prada 2. That Mother Mary movie comes out this week. The Odyssey. That movie, The End of Oak Street, where what if your street was dinosaurs or something? They just put out a trailer for that. It's a new like kind of J.J. Abrams-y looking movie. Looks interesting. And then that movie Verity, which is based on a book that's very like controversial and funky. And it's her and Dakota Johnson. And like, I think that movie could also be a pretty big deal this year. So great for
You
Anne
have my
Hathaway.
attention.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like The Housemaid, except not as dumb. And I like The Housemaid, to be fair. DJ, what was your favorite trailer that came out this week?
What was my favorite trailer? Oh, I mean, it's gotta be the trailer for Devil May Cry Season 2 on Netflix.
Oh, they made a second one of those?
It's yeah. I was talking with Diggins about this before. Kudos to them. They released a show. Season 1 came out in 2025. Season 2 came out in 2026. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Only 2025 that show came out? That feels like that was so long ago.
It came out last year.
Was it 2025?
Yeah, right? Did I skip a
think it
year?
was- No, you're right. 2025. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many episodes was it?
8. It was just 8.
That's not nothing.
And they dropped them
That's
all
pretty-
at once. 28
God damn
minute
it.
episodes, or sorry, 8 20-minute episodes. Just very nice of them. Only one of them
That's a
was
little bit
good,
more-
and yeah. But it was fine. I should say I didn't care. I cared that one of my favorite characters was kind of done dirty, but we'll give it another go. Maybe they'll fix it. Who knows?
I mean,
It's
I
not
feel
that
like
much of a commitment.
animation studios definitely have like a sense for that now of like, we got to put the animation out soon. Cause like Invincible's that every year we get a new Invincible. And
Well,
like,
the problem
that's pretty crazy.
is Invincible has very good animation. Devil May Cry had some quite poor animation.
Oh,
Like there was some
Uh-oh.
CGI
Well,
slop in there that was not good at all.
well, that's the thing is, when is the AI going to be part of it? And like, maybe it already is.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like Devil May Cry, kind of, I guess. I've never played it, but I remember him from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's kind of fun.
He had a great
Seemed
side,
like he
side
doesn't
slash
give a
move.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
think-
Yeah.
I think I've probably played the most Devil May Cry out of us.
Probably.
Hmm.
I think I've only played 5.
I've played 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
I was more let me look on YouTube and see what the story's all about kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But still good.
I mean,
The answer is not a lot, and
The videos are fun to watch. I'm like, oh,
I mean, it's a
looks like he's doing
fun
great job.
story.
Yeah.
It's big
Yeah.
and goofy in a way that I enjoy. I wouldn't say it's complicated or story heavy.
Well, and I mean like a
That
let's
makes
play sense. It's like, oh, look, that guy's doing a lot of combos. He's got a 72 chain combo going on. That's pretty cool. I could never.
wow. 72?
I,
That's crazy. That's a lot.
72 is pretty high. That's
Yep,
more
got to
than I
be
can
a
do.
triple S combo.
probably.
Super
shit.
sick, stylish, or whatever it is in that particular game.
What does S mean in video games? Like, why is it the main one?
It's super.
Does it
I
stand
don't
for
know.
something? Just super? Okay. Yeah, it's something like that, right? Spectacular,
Or
special. It could
special.
be anything. But I was wondering, like, why S? But you're not excited, DJ, for the Clayface trailer? Devil May Cry.
Hey,
Clay
You know,
Man?
I think it's cool that they did an ugly thing.
They did
and
an
that guy
ugly
is
thing. They made
ugly
a
or
handsome
whatever.
guy ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
it's so creepy. You
That's
don't look at
gonna
it.
win an Oscar then, because they think
Yeah,
that's
oh,
crazy
that's
when you make a
true.
handsome guy ugly.
It's true.
That's a great point. It's it looks like it's a horror movie. It's got a thing where have you guys have both seen this trailer, right? This one's
yeah, I
kinda
watched
short.
it. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't see too much. It's like
yeah, it's
kinda
more of a teaser.
atmosphere-y. Yeah, we don't know if Batman's in it. Probably not, but that'd be cool if he was. 'Cause he's a character that kind of knows Clayface more than pretty much any other character. So what's the point of not putting him in? But then we did see his face go flop into nothing. That was kind of
Oh.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
With some scratchy music. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was it? It was like some song. Oh, the most beautiful face in the world, right? That one, like over and over again by like little
Yeah.
kids singing it or something. That's such a funny
Mm.
thing that they have to do in all the trailers now. But
Have little kids sing a song in a creepy way.
little kids creepily sing a song. It works every single time. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Apparently, there's an anime a lot of people are thinking about when it comes up, or no, not anime, video game. About a guy with a big face all bandaged up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't think
It's
so.
somewhat new. It's a horror game. I don't remember. It's probably pretty cool, but yeah, it's got
Probably.
him in it. It's got Matt Hagen. That's the name of the fake actor, not the real actor.
Yes.
The real actor's name is something else, presumably.
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 Nice.
Tom Rhys Harries. I think, what do we know him from? Was he in the Hunger Games also? No. He looks like he could have been in the Hunger Games, though. Like the one where he's the pretty snow guy, the one who's like really fancy. But yeah, it's going to be great. We'll see. But you're both wrong. The correct answer is the Street Fighter trailer is the best trailer that's ever been made by human history, because it's a perfect movie,
Oh.
and I was completely right to back it as my movie of the year.
Right.
I mean,
this is one of those situations where we got to take everything Nando says with a grain of salt.
I mean, listen, first of all, this one is very popular. Like the online people love it. The internet thinks it's great. But B, like you guys watched it, right? It's pretty fucking sick. It's pretty cool. They do all the moves. And then it looks nice. It looks like shot well. They lit them interesting. I think it's going to be great. And then
I think it's a pretty good trailer. I'm withholding judgment on whether the movie will be good or not.
Yeah, same.
Like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see. I'm glad Cody Rhodes is not the main character, and I never thought he was. Once like Noah Centineo got announced because he's the main character. Him and Andrew Koji, but like I had then the idea of Cody of Guile being kind of an idiot, or like a guy who can do a backflip, but also maybe gets clowned on a little bit. Like that could be pretty fun. And in a post like Jean-Claude Van Damme world, I think this is a good lane for Guile to be in. What do you think of that part where Zangief picks him up and does a backflip and it looks like plastic? That part's weird. I love that.
It's very concerning.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited. That movie looks awesome. I feel like we've played Street Fighters, right? One of us had it, probably.
I haven't really. Never? I'm familiar with Street Fighter.
I'm sure I've picked up a controller at some point.
Yeah, and you probably know them from all the other games, like the Marvel vs. Capcom games, yeah,
it's Capcom.
And all that stuff that they're in,
and Super Smash Brothers, and all.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers. That's right. Ryu is in that. Yeah. Are any of the other ones? Did they ever get like Chun-Li?
Is it Ken in there?
I think it's only Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Ken's a weird one because Ken looks just like that other guy who's also in it from like King of Fighters or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All these like fighting games look exactly the same, except for like Mortal Kombat. But like when you like King of Fighters, Tekken, Virtual Fighter, all that. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. For it. And yeah, I don't remember. There were a couple other trailers because this week was CinemaCon. To be fair, that's like the big thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff came out again. But you know what didn't have? Speaking of movies with, let's see.
Yeah, come on, you can get there.
You got.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I can. What was the first one of these? Was fucking Anne Hathaway. We're talking about her. No, she's not in it. Speaking of movies made largely by a comedian or something. Well, I don't like that. Speaking of movies with a sword fight, but Street Fighter doesn't have sword fights. Yeah, you're right. Pretty tough.
You're gonna get there.
It's pretty tough. Speaking of movies, is there anybody in both casts? Oh, probably
my God,
not.
there's no way.
I doubt it.
But there's so many people in this movie that I'm like, there could be a guy who's
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, that's
John
the thing.
Goodman, yeah,
you'd need someone who's playing like an announcer or something like that, and I don't think there's really any of those. David Dastmalchian could be in this. He's not, but like he'd be young in it. Little 10-year-old David Dastmalchian. That'd be pretty cool.
I was gonna say, this movie's from 2007 is the other thing to keep in mind here.
Yeah, speaking of movies where you have a job. Oh, man, I hate this one. This one's so hard. Speaking of movies.
There's a really obvious one.
What is it?
If you remember the first movie we talked about.
What was the first movie we talked about? I can't remember what that was.
Coyote v. Acme.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of movies where they sue the guys for something, we got to talk about B-Movie. That's a movie. Speaking of movies that might as well end with the word movie. I don't think Street Fighter is called the Street Fighter movie, but they could do it. They wanted to. We got to talk about
a Street Fighter movie, Nando, not the Street Fighter
movie. Yeah. You guys, we're talking about B-Movie, like we said, because someone won a bracket or something. Very excited for them. And I'm in charge of the IMDb. I've been bestowed this great honor. This is going to be so much fun.
Because you were much better at guessing the name of sixth entries in a franchise than DJ was.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I actually have the summary for the movie B Movie. So how we do this on this podcast, because in case we got a lot of B Movie fans that are all coming over for the first time, we'll do a game and we learn the summary of the movie. The loser of the game has to give a summary of the movie, like a longer one, a 15-minute one. And then we talk about specific nitpicks. If the movie has some, this one might not, because, you know, it all makes sense and isn't an insane metaphor when you really think about it for 10 seconds. But this one also has a very long summary, I will say.
Really?
And it makes sense. Yeah, longer than I would expect. It's not wrong necessarily, but it goes. And like I was saying, it makes sense because it is like the way that they get these summaries is there's one guy and it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like the Pope or like a Dalai Lama situation. Although what's the deal with the Dalai Lama? Is that like a reincarnated spirit, or is he also like supposed to be a different guy?
They believe that the Dalai Lama is reincarnated, and so that it's always like the same spirit or soul, or I don't know the technical terms they would use, not being Buddhist myself, but I believe that is the idea.
So this is more of a Pope situation where a person is elected by the IMDb, the king, Jeff IMDb, and that person's job is to just sit in a room and read the dictionary for new words. They like putting new words in these every so often, and then write the summaries for movies until they die or quit. You don't usually quit, but sometimes they quit, and then you're like, wait, is he just going to still live there? And yeah, he still lives there until they both die. It's a very controversial position these days because some of the movie summaries have gotten a little weird recently. They used to be a lot easier. I don't know why. Something in the last couple of years has really made them lose their little marbles. And the man, what would you call him? The summarizer? The summarizer gave us a summary for B Movie. It's okay. Like I said, it's a couple of sentences with a couple of like clauses in each. But I want to see how you guys do with it. And if, something happens and we don't get a definitive winner, then maybe we'll look at a tiebreaker. But yeah, would you, who gets to decide who goes first or second? It's DJ, I think, do. Correct?
Yeah, I want to go first. So let's get this out of the way. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Barry B. Benson, a newly graduated worker bee, finds a difficult time finding his place in his worker bee colony. He goes out into the world where he meets a florist and also learns the terrible secret of humans taking the honey. Barry goes on a crusade to stop this injustice in what may be his greatest feat in taking on all of human society.
Okay.
Sorry that was so long,
right,
but you said
Diggins.
it was long, so yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah,
right.
that was long, like I said. So fair.
Okay. When Barry B. Benson is faced with the choice of his lifetime job at his bee colony, he instead ventures out into the outside world for the first time. There, he makes a shocking discovery that will lead him on a crusade that could change the fate of all bee kind.
Okay. All right. You were both obviously kind of close in certain ways because, like I said, the summary was okay. So it did hit the beats of the movie. I will say, I think one of you did a little bit better, but I think this still will merit a tiebreaker. And I'll say it just because
that's crazy.
Get it out here. I think DJ's was a little bit better, not just because DJ's started with Barry B. Benson, which obviously Diggins, you had Barry B. Benson in a little bit, but DJ mentioned Vanessa. Not necessarily by name, I don't think, but he did mention the florist, and Diggins, you did not mention the florist.
I thought she wouldn't
but
be in the summary. I'll be honest.
yeah, here's what the summary. Also, you guys both played it a little coyer than the summary does. Here, you'll see. Barry B. Benson, a B, just graduated from college, is disillusioned at his lone career choice, making honey. On a special trip outside the hive, Barry's life is saved by Vanessa, a florist in New York City. As their relationship blossoms, he discovers humans actually eat honey and subsequently decides to sue them. So, yeah, they give it all,
That's what
all up
happens.
there. Yeah, that's the movie. I think it was an okay summary from John Summarizer, and I think DJ, you did a slightly better job, which will give you an edge. And yeah, I think this is a little tiebreaker. And I really, because I follow the Discord from time to time, and I'm sure you guys have seen the people have been asking what happened to the name game, and I consider that this would be the day it comes back. However, I don't want to do it because some of them are pretty obscure guys, but some of them are kind of interesting. So maybe we could do name game. But what I've done instead is we're going to play a different game. And this game is just called Objection, because this movie takes place in a court, or at least has some court stuff.
Okay.
And what I have done is I have taken, I think it's 10, maybe 11. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11. 11, and that means it can't be even. So 11 monologues from court movies. These are all from movies, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck.
They are all over the place. I'm not even going to censor them, because I tried to pick specific ones that didn't have like details that would make them no fun. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to read them as they are written. I'm not going to like try to do the voices or anything, but
Okay.
And whenever you think you have an idea of what movie it is, just say objection, and we will hear your objection of who it is. It is a buzzer one, so you're both going to be doing it in. We're going to have to like let the cables of the internet, we'll trust them to get this right, but I think they can be trusted here. Okay. And but I also tried to get some of the ones that are quite jargony, so as to kind of mask some of the fun of them. I will say I think there's a good chance you've seen most of these movies. I don't think it's. So, I think you've definitely heard of all of them.
Say objection. Say the movie. Is there a penalty if we get it wrong?
You can't guess twice. So no.
I was gonna say only one guess, I imagine.
One guess, yeah, and then there is.
So the other person gets to hear the whole thing if you do it early and are wrong.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and each of them are on my little document somewhere between like 4 lines and like 7 lines. So like there is a fair amount of it. And I guess if we get to the end and no one's figured it out.
We just said the movie title. Okay.
Yep. Just the movie title, and if you get it close, that's fine. Like, well, if you know, you know. All right. Here we go. But I'm going to start. And this is the first speech in the game Objection. And by the way, these are not all like opening and closing arguments. They're just monologues from somewhere in a trial done by some sort of lawyer, prosecution. Doesn't matter which side, but these will come. Some might be in the middle of a trial. This is the first one. And the truth shall set you free. My client lied about her age. She was only 17 when she got married, which makes her a minor. And in the great state of California, no minor can enter into any legal contract without parental consent, including prenuptial agreements. The contract is void. The fact that my client has been ridden more times than Seattle Slew is irrelevant. Standard community property applies, and she is entitled to half of the marital assets, or $11.395 million. Jordan fades back, swoosh, and that's the game. Nothing further, Your Honor. Any objections?
I don't think I know this movie.
Man,
I've heard a classic-ish courtroom movie. Movie that takes place in a courtroom. Not all of these are like exclusively courtroom movies, but this one I would say it's more key to the plot than some of the others.
Oh, it's key to the plot?
The courtroom part. Like there's some of these where you're like, oh yeah, that movie does have a courtroom bit in it. But this one, it's like, no, that's like a big part of it.
Objection.
Yes, Dickens?
I feel like this is definitely wrong, but I want to say it.
It's worth a shot.
Liar, liar.
Diggins, that is correct. This is
man,
Fletcher Reed's monologue about the age of whatever her name is from Liar Liar. Yeah, a good one. One of my favorites and a good one to start with. This next one. So Diggins 1, DJ 0, plenty of time.
Oh boy.
To come back. Next one. To begin with, this case should never have come to trial. The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of 2 witnesses whose evidence has not only been... Yes, Diggins?
This is To Kill a Mockingbird.
This is To Kill a Mockingbird, correct.
God.
1962's like classic movie, but it's also mostly a book. All right, next one. There was no poison on the rag, and there was no intent to kill. And any attempt to prove otherwise is futile because it just isn't true. When Dawson and Downey entered Santiago's room that night, it wasn't because of vengeance or hatred. It wasn't to kill or harm. And it wasn't because they were looking for kicks on a Friday night. Yes, Diggins?
A Few Good Men.
Sustained. It is A Few Good Men. That's correct. TJ, you got to take some shots here. Here we go. Next one.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It has been argued by me, the defense, that 2 sets of guys met up at the Sacco Suds at the same time, driving identical metallic mint green 1964 Buick Skylark convertibles. Now, can you tell us by what you see in the picture if the defense's case holds water? That's the
Objection?
Diggins?
Is this My Cousin Vinny?
This is My Cousin Vinny, correct. That is classic line from My Cousin Vinny. Crushing it. DJ, there's time. There's enough for you to totally even miss a couple and then get all the rest.
Sure there is.
Next one. And wouldn't somebody who's had, say, 30 perms before in their life be well aware of this? Diggins, you got there first.
Legally Blonde.
This is Legally Blonde, correct.
Objection.
Listen,
I got there first.
You were
I definitely
close.
did. No.
We can go to the tape if it's a toss up. Maybe we'll review. But I think I heard Diggins first.
Oh boy,
the
fix is in, folks.
Rejection. All right, next one. Number 1, Your Honor. Just look at him. And B, we've got all this like evidence of how like this guy didn't even pay at the hospital. And I heard that he doesn't even have his tattoo. I know. I'm all like, you've got to be shitting me. But check this out, man. Judge should be like, guilty. Peace. That is a movie. I'll read it again. Okay. Number 1, Your Honor. Just look at him. And B, we've got like all this like evidence of how like this guy didn't even pay at the hospital. And I heard that he doesn't even have his tattoo. Yes, DJ?
Aaron Brockovich.
No. Sorry, DJ, that's incorrect.
What?
But it's fine. You know,
she works in a law office.
She does work at a law office. There's a lot of stuff in there. But I will finish it off, and then Diggins, you can take a shot at it. And I've heard that he doesn't even have his tattoo. I know, and I'm all, you've got to be shitting me. But check this out, man. Judge should be like, guilty. Peace. Diggins, you want to take a shot at that one?
God, I don't think that I know. Objection, Freaky Friday?
Incorrect.
The famous
I'm
law
so sorry,
scene from
Diggins.
Freaky Friday.
I didn't think there was one.
This is a law scene from pretty early into the movie Idiocracy. He doesn't even have his tattoo, and he leaves the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
As where he meets the character played by Dax Shepard because he is his lawyer.
Never seen
next
it.
one. Have you ever seen Idiocracy? Oh, it's a movie about our modern times, Diggins.
Yeah,
that
came out in 2000. It's a 20-year-old movie at this point.
It is a 20-year-old movie.
They missed some things. They
got some stuff right. They got some things a little wrong.
Yeah.
A little eugenicsy, but like the big picture stuff of like, what if the president was a professional wrestler? That stuff they nailed. So,
yeah.
Hard to argue with that part. All right, next. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Sure, the blackout was a big problem for everybody. I was trapped in an elevator for 2 hours and had to make the whole time. but I don't blame them because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me.
Objection.
Thank you. Yes, DJ?
Ghostbusters.
DJ, I have to say that is incorrect. I'm so sorry.
Oh, man.
I'll read it again. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Sure, the blackout was a big problem for everybody. I was trapped in an elevator for 2 hours and had to make the whole time, but I don't blame them because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you. Diggins, would you like to take a guess?
Is that Ghostbusters 2?
That is Ghostbusters
Nope.
2. He's talking about the events of Ghostbusters 1.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you have to know
if it was close, like
yeah, but
then
not like
you would
close like a similar movie. I just mean
This
close,
is-
like you didn't need to name the exact movie exactly how it is.
this is insane.
If you went to a movie theater and they started playing the wrong Ghostbusters movie, you wouldn't be like, "This is close," you know. But if you went to a movie theater and they had it called like Ghostbusters 4 instead of Ghostbusters Afterlife or whatever, you'd be like, "Oh, I get it." Yeah.
Should I have said one of the Ghostbusters? Right?
You should have said which one. Clearly, it's 2 with the blackout and with
Clearly
the
it's
power outage.
2.
And,
There's not a blackout in
clearly
one.
it's 2. Clearly, it's 2 because he's talking about the events of Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah, there's a blackout
And-
in
well,
one.
Well, sure. But Ghostbusters 1 ends with Rick Moranis getting turned back into the dog. So there would be no time for him to state his case to a judge and talk
That's
about it.
true.
This is
You
It all
know.
makes sense to me.
no.
But anyway.
This
Wow.
has
wow,
been the
wow.
biggest fan. And in a summary
Right.
that I won, I've lost the tiebreaker because I think mathematically it's over.
I mean, there's a
Um,
couple left. We'll see.
No, it's over.
Some of these
Unless the
are-
last one's Golden Ball.
Some
or,
of these
you
are
know,
pretty hard, so they might even be Golden Ball. Here we go.
I get 7
Next one.
points for my correct summary. This is
Maybe.
I get it. I won Mr. Nitpicking last year, so now it has to be taken from me. I get it. Like it's I get it.
That's
Nando, this will be
possible.
remembered.
DJ, you
It all
had
comes
every
back
opportunity
around.
to say Liar Liar, To Kill a Mockingbird, A Few Good
Please.
Men.
Please.
These were all open to you.
And then you've got a time to say these other ones. Next one. Here we go. Look, during the last 5 years of our marriage, I was becoming more and more unhappy, more and more troubled, and I really needed somebody to help me. But when I turned to Ted, he just wasn't there for me. So we became more and more isolated from one another, more and more separate. He was very involved in his career, and because of his attitude towards my fears and his inability to deal with my feelings, I had come to have almost no self-esteem. Either you want to take a guess at that one?
Objection?
Yes, Diggins?
Is that Kramer versus Kramer?
This is Meryl Streep's monologue from Kramer versus Kramer. That is correct. Very good, Diggins. Next one. Nah, I'm not going to answer your question because you guys have already made up your minds. I'm an expert in rejection. I can see it on your faces. And it's too bad that you judge us by the way we look.
Objection.
Yes, DJ?
It's accepted.
It is accepted. This is the court scene from the end of the movie.
Fucking dumb.
Accepted. Wow,
So dumb.
very good. All right, next one. Next one. This is a tough one, so I wouldn't be surprised if one you got it, but I threw it in here because I like it. There is a lengthy legal precedent going back to 1789 whereby a defendant can claim self-defense against agents of the government if the act is deemed a defense against tyranny, a defense of liberty. Henry Ward Beecher wrote in the Plymouth Pulpit 1887, and I quote, and then the character's cut off. Want to take a guess at this one? This is a fun one.
Objection.
Yes, CJ?
Daredevil.
No, that's a good guess, but not Daredevil.
Objection.
Yes, Tiggins?
Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay.
Great guess. Also not correct. This is a character named Will Hunting arguing for himself in the movie Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
This is a little scene, but kind of fun. Last one. DJ, you never believe how many points this one is worth. 2. So if you get this one right, you might lose by only 5 or something. So this is really important.
2 for the survey or the summary. What about that? Can we
Okay,
map
yeah,
it?
that's true.
Then you'll lose by only 4.
Well, no.
Yeah.
If I get this right, we're gonna count how much I was robbed. But anyway,
I mean, listen, we'll see how right you get it, and then we'll maybe determine how much extra whatever that counts for. Here we go.
Sure.
Your Honor, in the past 2 months, I've secured a residence. I've refurbished that residence and made it an environment fit for children. Those are your words.
Objection.
Yes, DJ?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
This is the Corsina Mrs. Doubtfire. Correct. Very good, DJ. And luckily, that is the not luckily, but unluckily for you, I guess. Now you're kind of on a roll. You know, if there were more, you'd be doing good. If I could find a court line in Ted that was more than like 2 sentences long, that would be.
Yeah, when you said Ted, I'm like, obviously. Oh yeah, there's like a Ted.
I know. I was kind of trying to throw you guys with the Ted.
Wait, no. Let's math this out. So, okay, ready? That's 3 points I got plus the two for the summary. Sure. That's 5.
Which you've invented for yourself. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then
you gotta get some points for it.
I was definitely first with whatever one we said. Oh, Legally Blonde. I was first with that. So subtract a point from Diggins. Give that to me. That's 6.
DJ, I want to be clear here. You and I are incapable of knowing who was first because, of course, we think we were first. We hear ourselves immediately, and the other one through the internet.
Well,
listen,
we'll check the tape, but let's just go to that one. That's 6, and then I got Ghostbusters because of the rules they had to establish. Take that away from Diggins, give it to me. That's 7. I'm pretty sure I won.
Oh man, this is the kind of thing that it would be great if we had like a legal expert on the show. He could tell us stuff.
This is
You want me to call him? He's not busy at all. You know, he's not dealing with anything that would make him really busy right now.
Who's that wrestler? Steiner? Who did that promo where he's like,
"Oh, Steiner math.
Normally, you got a 50% chance to win a match." This is that sort of math DJ's engaged in right now.
I love that bit. Yeah. Well, and you know, maybe this will be something we could think about in the future. If you become the tiebreaker king, then you know, would you have rather I'd send the name game, DJ? Do you think you could have hung with Diggins?
Knowing the outcome, 100%. No, but knowing this outcome, absolutely.
Well, I guess knowing that you lose this, maybe you'd want to
try it. Yeah, why wouldn't you pick something different if you know you lose the other one?
Seeing how
I feel like your name game record is pretty spotty at best. But
I think I should be able, since it's all legal themed, I should be able to make my case, and then we could have Nando. You decide if I've made a good enough case.
You know what? I'll allow it. DJ,
this is
closing argument.
This is horse shit.
This is my closing argument.
We'll see.
Nando, you know I got enough points and I beat Diggins, and I swear to God,
no such thing.
It's my argument. No interruption. If I ever regain the crown again, I'm doing a tiebreaker where I'm gonna have you guys name, I don't know, fucking Animal Crossing characters or something that Diggins could do well that I know you couldn't even name 3. So you think about that, man. You
Objection, Your Honor. He's threatening the judge.
Threatening me? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know if that's illegal. It's probably illegal, but it's probably not that illegal because like it never happens. It's got to be one of those Airbud things where they put it in the rules kind of recently because no one had tried it. But yeah. Diggins, well, that's a wonderful closing argument. Diggins, would you like to make your closing argument? Considering we let him make one.
My closing argument is that if you look at the points and the amount of questions that we each got right, I clearly won by a lot.
You're insane for not threatening him. Not even a mild threat.
I think Diggins, that's a pretty solid argument. We're gonna let the jury deliberate, and until then, you know, we're just gonna sit here and wait for them to deliberate and eat their food or whatever they do. And they deliberated. They came back. The foreman gave me something. He has to read it. Well, I'll read it for convenience purposes. Diggins wins. Diggins, you won. Congratulations. DJ owes Diggins $500,000, $250 million, whatever Cash Patel sued for. You actually do that one this time because of how much you've defamed Diggins in this very moment. I know.
Do I have to give Diggins InfoWars now? Does Diggins get my InfoWars?
Oh, Diggins, would you like InfoWars or would that be?
I think what happens here is I get roses and rejections. It's my podcast now.
True.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I shouldn't have said all those things about threatening. It's
just about to get good, maybe because of one of the shows not being canceled because the lady hit somebody or whatever. Is there a good show coming up? I can't remember.
We're only a month out from Love Island. And I'll talk about it during plugs and stuff. But yeah, it'll get good. Anyway.
Gotcha. Well, Diggins, congratulations. You won the B Movie Objection Challenge. And because of that, as your right as winner, besides the $50,000 you get from DJ, you get to tell us first what you thought of the movie B Movie.
It's a bad movie.
What?
I mean, listen, I know we all have a lot of fun. It's a big meme now where we're like, oh, B Movie, what a strange little thing that was. It's not actually funny, is the thing. It's actually kind of interesting to have watched this after having seen Unfrosted now, because they're kind of the same movie where they're just sort of like a bunch of like disconnected like stand-up bits and sketch ideas that are only loosely tethered together. And like the world doesn't make any sense because they only care about making the joke that they're making in any specific scene. Which feels worse in this one than it does in Unfrosted, because this feels like it's trying to be more of like a conventional plot. So when like the entire premise of the movie is thrown out so that a delivery boy can have a sword fight with Barry B. Benson, it's like, what are we doing here?
That was pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, again, the main problem with it is it just isn't funny. Like most of the jokes are basically like, what if an old 90s stand-up bit that Seinfeld did, but instead of Jewish, he said B.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Funny.
And then for a little extra spice, we get Chris Rock to come in and do his old stand-up bits, but instead of black, he says mosquito.
He does say mosquito.
It's
pretty good.
So yeah, it's not fun to watch. It's kind of fun to watch with other people just because it's such a weird movie. Specifically the part where the bee wants to fuck a human woman. But even then, you know, unless you're watching it with a group and you guys like are making a meal of it, this is not a fun watch by yourself. Let me tell you, as someone who's done it now. What about you, DJ? What did you think?
So yeah, it's bad. For some reason, I thought that this movie was like completely like lambasted as like one of the worst movies of all time. But that's like not what its like record is. It was never nominated for a Razzie. It was like nominated for all the standard like animation awards at the time. It won a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for animated movie.
It won the Kids' Choice Award?
Where the kids decide?
Yeah, right.
That's pretty good.
Which is weird because I don't know what joy a kid would get for this. I didn't see like the other things that was up that year. Like maybe it was the year. But my point is like my headcanon was like, oh, it's one of the worst movies of all time. And like it's got a 49 on Rotten Tomatoes. I found some of the positive reviews. Brian Eggert from Deep Focus Review said, you know, it's not bad. You know, it's right there with A Bug's Life or Ants. You know, it's was the last sentence. B Movie is sort of like Terry Gilliam's Brazil in that the pursuit of dreams and Miss Bureaucracy leads to the realization that dreams can sometimes have dire consequences.
That's a good point.
It's like a real opinion from a person.
The most insane things that man said have nothing to do with B Movie.
Okay.
They have to do with suggesting that A Bug's Life and Ants are of similar quality, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, his insane interpretation of the movie Brazil.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then Julie Washington from the Cleveland Plain Dealer, which heck of a newspaper, was like, it proves that an animated movie can entertain kids and adults without a lot of gratuitous pop culture references and wink wink clutter. Also, Zellweger has a charming voice for Vanessa.
I
What are we
agree
doing?
that this movie doesn't have a lot of pop culture references because they're very
Yeah.
old.
I like the idea that this proves that. Like all the Pixar and DreamWorks movies that have existed up until this point, it's been close, but none of them have proven it until this one. And she's like, ooh, actually, these are kind of good for both adults and kids. I
Yeah,
saw Beauty and
right.
the Beast, and I was like, "This is not for adults and kids." Because there's too many references to Beauty and the Beast. I guess, like, I don't know, watching the Larry King show or whatever. I forgot about them, but she found them.
Jesus.
I get maybe
Right.
with Shrek, but also this movie has a lot of references.
But like, I think the reality is that this movie is fucking awful, and I'm confused that like the on the ground analysis like didn't match up with that, right? Like I just thought that was like very interesting.
Well, as someone who was president at the time once said, I think the B movie benefits from the tyranny of low expectations.
yeah, right. Like
He was he president during this 2007? Yeah,
yeah, he was.
Look at that.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at like this new Balls Up movie is like a 26. Like I bet Balls Up is
Yeah.
better than this. Like I just bet it is.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd take that bet.
yeah.
I
I
took
haven't
that
seen it, but
I got no joy from this. I'm sure there's something Mark Wahlberg does in that movie where I'm like, like, but this movie, there's one thing I liked, and I'll get to it during the wheel or whatever. But I thought this movie was absolutely
the Beal.
yeah. It's gonna be it's a hexagon this week. It's a motherfucking hexagon.
oh, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's just so incoherent and stupid. I can't imagine anyone who would derive joy or interest from this. But maybe I'm wrong. Nando, what did you think?
Listen, I definitely didn't hate it as much as you guys.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's kind of funny in a way that's like in two ways. One, sometimes the jokes are kind of funny and I don't hate them. They're not jokes that you laugh at, but they're jokes where you go, yeah. Like when he says like, you gotta be dating a bee-ish girl. I hope she's not a wasp. You're like, oh, that's clever because wasp is a word used to describe white Anglo-Saxon Protestants as well. So like, I can't hate the movie for that. I can definitely agree that it's not like a good joke, but it's like a joke. So there's that part of it. On the other hand, there's something so amazing about that. This was Jerry Seinfeld's like first thing post Seinfeld that he was like, I think this is worth my time. And for that reason, I kind of love it. Like watching it and watching this man like just pour his heart into this weird little movie about like a bee who wants to have it all and like we said, have sex with a human woman and stuff. But I read this. Apparently he just like he told Steven Spielberg that would be a fun name for a movie, and Steven Spielberg was like, oh, you should make that movie. And then they did. So like that's about as far as I think anybody thought through this thing.
Nice.
I don't really have a strong feelings about bees generally, but maybe if I was a big bee fan, I'd love it because all the bee jokes. But I will say the other thing that's amazing about this movie is its plot is insane, and like I think besides the fact that it just bumps from thing to thing, like the implications of it are amazing, and like I love the world that it creates, and any movie that is a comedy but starts doing a little bit of legal stuff has always got piqued my interest because it's like, ooh, what are we going to say about whatever? This is usually pretty easy to be like, this Ted is a person or he's not a person or whatever they're arguing about. And the more you think about this one, the dumber the movie gets. I liked it. I liked it enough. It's not good. It's definitely not worth watching, but it's harmless and in some cases could be quite harmful. If a child watched this, then this changed their view of like, I don't know, slavery or whatever this movie's about. That would be weird, I guess, and bad. But besides that, you know, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah, that was my main thoughts about it. Honestly, I feel like I like it probably about as much as I like the Ants, you know? It's like those movies are both kind of annoying and have the same kind of chuckliness. Yeah. Like obviously Bug's Life was like way better than both of them, but like I don't think Ants was very good either. You know,
they are both movies starring colony based like about colony based insects that are inexplicably based around the comedy stylings of an older man who has trouble with the age of consent.
that's a good point. So maybe
that
that's
thing with
part
Jerry
of what's
Seinfeld?
interesting about it.
He
Well,
dated
Jerry
that high
Seinfeld-
schooler that one time.
Yeah, his
Oh,
wife was
shit.
17 when they met. I think she was his babysitter, or his
I
kid's
don't think-
babysitter or something.
I don't think his current. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that's Shoshana, I think is her name, right? Or is that not his current wife? I thought that was his wife.
The teenager is not the person he married. I don't believe.
Are you sure?
I mean, I think his
she might
current
be.
wife is much younger than him.
I was under the impression, and it's been a while since I looked this up, but I thought he married this woman who he'd known like since she was 17. I don't know if they were dating when she was 17, but they were.
That could be true. There was a girl he dated when she was 17.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
and that's not the one he married.
No.
Nah, Jerry.
Dang.
I guess that's better. I don't know. Hard to say. I also think it's fascinating as a I'm also a huge Seinfeld fan. Like there was a part of me that was like maybe the tiebreaker is Seinfeld bits or something, but that would be too hard. And that's like something that, you know, have either you guys do you guys like know Seinfeld stuff?
Kinda. Probably better than I know legal quotes.
Okay. But like you've seen it. Like you've seen most episodes of Seinfeld, do you think probably?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I figured it would kind of be an all or nothing. Like it'd be unfair if it was like, oh, I haven't seen Seinfeld. I was like, okay, well, you lose. But I think this is fascinating because, as people know, like Jerry Seinfeld wrote Seinfeld, but he did it with the help of Larry David and other writers. And Jerry Seinfeld went on his own and did this. And Larry David went on his own and did Curb Your Enthusiasm. And one is like one of the best comedies of the generation. And the other is this. And it's really interesting seeing them split up and seeing who did what in the relationship. And yeah, that part of it is also fascinating.
Like when the Safdies split up and one of them made that movie with The Rock and the other made Marty Supreme.
Yeah, that is kind of like that. He's kind of like Barry B. Benson in a way, you know. He's got an impossible dream. Both of them probably. I didn't watch the Rock one, but yeah, DJ. Now that we've all talked about it, you got a really fun task ahead of you.
I guess
15 minutes buzzing around doing a summary of the movie B Movie. Are you ready for this, DJ?
Kinda.
You ready to take on the enormous responsibility of summarizing B Movie for everybody?
Yep. I think it's gonna be a funish time.
It's a heavy burden.
Do you think in 15 minutes you could read all the lines from the movie? You know, there's that shirt that has all the lines of B Movie, like the full script like printed out. I wonder if you read it at top speed, if you could just get through the whole thing.
I think
That's
so. Because
but
as I'm refreshing myself, it's funny how much like they probably just turned over to the animators and it's like, look, just animate shit. Like, well, you know, just animate shit, okay?
They got B cars. Shut the fuck up. Stop thinking about it. It's a fucking car. Whatever. What colors? They're different colors. I don't know. The car is a roller coaster or something. God, why do you have so many questions? It's like,
I just want to get with my lines and get out. My God.
Yeah.
What's Renee Zellweger doing? I don't know. Fucking whatever. Just whatever. Coffee?
Yeah.
God. Do a car. Do a bit of the inside of a car for a little bit. Can that be 90 seconds in the inside of a car? Do that. What would that be from a beast perspective?
We got a lot of great stuff in this movie. So I'm curious to see how you try to cram it all in here. But all right. So here we go, DJ. Are you excited? I know I just said that probably, but I'm going to ask it again.
I'm beyond excited.
Ooh.
Oh, you better be.
Yep.
I am excited for that. I'm excited for. I had looked really hard to find a bee themed like timer clock, but there was none.
Really? I kind of thought there might be.
A lot of other animals, but no bees. Also, there's only one that's a plane, but that one also doesn't really work. So like overall, just a disaster on the timer. Oh, let's see the classroom timers. Maybe I don't think bees would be like a. Yeah, they're not like a holiday either. Oh, well. Either way, I'm going to do one of these timers. We're going to do Growing Christmas Tree because I don't think we've seen this one before. And I don't know what this is.
It's kind of like a flower thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That is the Christmas trees would all also die.
Perfect.
I don't know why there's three of them here.
They wouldn't, but we'll get to that.
Oh, or that, yeah. So let me just share my screen real quick.
All right.
But yeah, DJ, are you prepared for this mentally?
Are you? Are you be paired?
Yeah, I think this summer's cruising for a B rusin because not a lot of stuff.
Very good. All right, well, here, I'm gonna share it. Share my screen.
Any second now, it's gonna happen, folks.
Any second now.
I just take your word for it, Nando. I think it'd be good for it.
Oh, what's this? This is a recording we just did. Well, I should play it so we can hear it and listen to see what part comes up to see if the thing is vindicated by it.
Miss a couple and then get all the rest.
So let's listen.
Next one. And wouldn't somebody who's had, say, 30 perms before in their life be
Objection?
Interesting.
Wow. Exactly how I thought it happened.
Man.
Yep.
That's pretty embarrassing for me.
Had to check, and then look what we found.
All
right.
Damn it.
It's almost like the thing I said about the fact that the internet makes us think we went first no matter what is true.
Honestly, I was doing it more for my own sanity than to prove either of you right. Because I was like, I wonder if I was wrong. And then I was going to figure out that I would have apologized. Diggins would have still won because Diggins also had like 10 points more. But still, I would have been like, see, nobody's perfect. But I am. All right, here we go. You ready, TJ? Get ready for your Christmas trees?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 15 minutes. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, B movie starring Barry B. Benson. So Barry is graduating from college and he's ready to get a job. And him and his best friend Matthew B. Roderick, I don't know the name of the movie, are
he for some reason has a name that starts
Adam
with
Flamin.
Yeah,
sure. Adam,
so weird.
Sure.
If you can tell me what the joke in that is, I'd love to hear it.
Anyway, they're excited to get their new jobs as worker bees. But as they're learning what their lot in life is, Barry gets, and I think this is put in the summary, quickly disillusioned at the idea you pick one job and you do that for the rest of your life and then you die. I figured someone would have keyed him in on this sooner since everyone else seems to understand the program, but here we are. So he really can't decide what job he wants to do, but then he sees what are called the pollen jocks. Those are the bees that go out into the world and collect the pollen and bring them back to the hive. And he's like, that's cool. And he basically decides to like join them for a whatever, a scouting, a mission, whatever. They go out and he goes out into the world. And then the hijinks ensue. We see how pollen works, and we see that pollen makes flowers grow, and bees need pollen to make honey at their hive, or, however that really works. But here's how the movie tells us it works. But then he sees a tennis ball and thinks that's pollen, but it's not. And then he gets stuck to the tennis ball, and then, the hilarity ensues. Where, he's bouncing all over the place and is going through New York City and is inside of a car and then is inside of a car and then is getting sprayed at by grandma. God. And guys, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. To the point where it's like, all right, time to go home. But then it starts to rain and bees can't fly in the rain. So he lands on the windowsill and into the home of one Vanessa, a florist, who happened to be the same lady from the tennis thing earlier, but whatever.
What are the odds?
Yeah, right. And her boyfriend, Patrick Warburton, whose name is Ken, I think his name's Ken.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And he sees the bee, is like, we gotta kill the bee. And she's like, no, bees are great. Every life is important. We're not gonna kill this bee. So she like lets him out, but he's like, oh, I really got to tell her thank you for saving my life. So when she's alone in the kitchen, he goes there and he's like, hey, I'm Barry. I'm a bee. I can talk. And she freaks the fuck out to a somewhat incoherent place. Nando, did you pause the timer or did just something happen with the thing?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it paused on its own. That was weird. I changed I went to a different tab, but does it pause when I do that? Not usually. Anyway,
it's fine.
It's okay. It's going, and I think you're going to be just fine on time, considering there's only 3 minutes that have been used so far.
Yeah,
halfway through the movie.
I think so as well. So they have an insane conversation where she kind of freaks the fuck out, understandably. We'll get to parts of that during the wheel. And he's like, yep, I'm a bee. Bees can talk. Here's Bee Society. This leads them to having a cup of coffee.
Society.
Society, sorry, thank you. This leads them to going out onto the, roof of the apartment building where there's a little table and chair set up, and they're just talking on a little, not date, but kind of date. It's definitely a date if you're Barry. And they have a lovely conversation, and it really just ends in a spot where it's like, thank you. And she's like, yep, I guess you're a bee and you're gonna talk. That was great. So he decides to go home. Once he's there, he regroups with Matthew B. Roderick and is like, wow, that was crazy. Don't you ever fucking do that again. Now we can go back to our normal life. But Barry can't. He's too distracted. He's not working. His parents are like, what are you doing, Barry? You got to get a job or whatever. And he's like, I can't. And then he has this like weird daydream about Vanessa where they're on a date. And then she like flies a plane and then crashes into a side of a mountain and dies of an explosion. For like no reason. It's so weird. I don't know why this is fucking here. I had to rewatch it 3 times in real time and just now to make sure I wasn't going crazy. But then he decides, no, I just gotta keep seeing Vanessa. So that's what he does. He goes back to see Vanessa and goes out on like a little walking trip date with her. Isn't that fun? But then when they go to the grocery store, Barry learns the horrible secret. Humans are selling honey, and humans are taking bees' honey and selling it, which he now decides is his #1 crusade that he has to stop.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes into the back storeroom and has the little sword fight with his bee stinger and a thumbtack that Diggins had mentioned with the stock boy. And he's like, all right, go to that farm. That's where the honey is. So he hitchhikes on the truck and meets Chris Rock the Mosquito. And they talk about how bee-ish life is so hard and mosquito-ish life is also hard for other reasons. That again, I think Diggins had mentioned are pretty on the nose. But when he gets to the honey farm, he learns the horrible secret that, it's the bees are being kept in captivity and are making honey, and they're being smoked out. So they're non-aggressive. So
he throws in a quick bit of transphobia just for you.
Oh yeah, the little drag queen joke there. If again, for no reason, it's just there for no reason. And he learns this horrible secret, so he takes that secret back to Bee Society with B. Larry King with a way too long segment. Society, damn it. Takes it back to Bee Society and talks to B. Larry King, and it comes to the only course of action. He is going to sue humanity for the crime of stealing bee honey. And this is a case that somehow gets to court, and that led to the tiebreaker, so it doesn't matter. And so he's working with Renee Zellweger on this case. And so during the first part of the trial is he's making his case, and he's like, listen, you're making fun of us. You're using bears for your mascot. Look how vicious bears are. Oh, look, you have Sting. He has a name. That's like what we have. Isn't that be racist or whatever? And you have Ray Liotta selling honey. Doesn't that suck? And these are all things that happens, and to the point where it's like, wow, maybe the bees are going to win this case. Quick interlude for Barry to be hanging out with Vanessa, and Ken comes home, and Ken decides this is the last straw, tries to kill Barry, and Vanessa's like, Ken, you piece of shit, and throws him out, and I guess breaks up with him for the crime of trying to kill her new boyfriend, Barry. That's what happens. We're bouncing around here, and this is all pretty accurate. Then we're back to the trial. And the lawyer, voiced by John Goodman, the Southern man who Diggins was at the beginning of the pod, has a brilliant plan. He's basically going to be mean to the bees and imply how bad they are to get Adam to sting him and then be like, see, bees are vicious murderers. We can't let them win. And it seems like Adam's going to die, but it's okay because they get a little cocktail sword thingy for sandwiches as a replacement stinger, and that seems to save his life. Very interesting stuff here. So it's like, oh, how are we gonna win? But then Barry remembers the smoker from the bee farm. So he gets one of those smokers and shows them what it does to all of his bee friends. And this sways the jury to convince them that, yep, bees are correct. They win the case and they get all of the honey now. Closing all.
Quick question, DJ. Why?
Yeah.
Because we're mean to bees.
Yeah.
We're mean to bees.
Because we're hitting that 1 hour mark and the movie's almost done. So we want to be done with this courtroom thing and do something else.
Still got plenty of time with this summary. So that's it. The bees don't have to pollinate anymore because they get all of the human honey, and that's so much honey. So bees don't have to work anymore. They are good to go. Society Bee has been saved. But guys, oh no, because bees don't make honey anymore. All the flowers are dead because they're not pollinating anymore. And Vanessa is sad, so she's going to the last tournament of roses out in California. Whatever, Parade of Roses. That was the thing she talked to. Pasadena. That was a Pasadena. It was important to her. And so she's like, I'm gonna go do that now. And Barry's like, okay, but wait, I have an idea. There's probably flowers there, so we're gonna take those flowers, we're gonna bring them back here, and that's how we're gonna repollinate everything and make everything come back to life, so that there's no more, so that my plan to make everything go extinct doesn't actually come to fruition. Also, Vanessa's kind of mad at Barry now, even though it is
sometimes, depending on the line read.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you, Diggins. So they go to Pasadena, and they hijack one of the floats from the float parade that has a lot of flowers. They load it onto a plane as their luggage. There's no problem. We really got to wrap up this movie. But then, oh no, the pilots are like, there's a thunderstorm, so it's going to delay us. So Barry decides he has to go and I guess talk to the pilots and say, no, we have to get there faster. The pilots freak out because it's a bee. They knock each other out. Barry uses the comm
at this point, wasn't there a televised trial about talking bees and them?
Yeah.
And like, wouldn't this be like the hugest news that everyone would know?
Nah, they didn't see it. They didn't be it. Thank you. So tells Vanessa, hey, you gotta come to front of the plane. This movie is great. This ending is one of the most unhinged things of all time. So she goes up there and he's like, well, you have to fly the plane now, but don't worry, I'm a bee and bees are like planes. So I'll just tell you what I would do and then you do it. Then Vanessa and Barry talk to like air traffic control, and the air traffic controller is like, Barry, I know you motherfucker. And he's like, all right, we gotta land this plane together. So they get on B television and regular television. Barry talks to all his friends. It's like, look, we bees have to land this plane together. It's very important so we could save society with all these flowers that he has. And he has to also convince the TSA guy to do it. So all the bees are like, all right, we're going to do this. So I guess literally millions of bees assemble to guide the plane by being all the parts of the bottom of it. Like they're going to like land the plane by carrying its load. I don't know if that's possible. To the point where at the end of the movie, I guess they kill the engines and the bees are in total control of the plane, but they're able to move it in like 3-dimensional space freely. Like, you know, like you have like a tennis ball in your hand and you can like move it whichever way you want, like in your hand, but like it's not a tennis ball, it's a plane. You know, there'd be like a 3-year-old playing with the plane, but the bees are doing it. And the bees are also lighting up the runway and making a little target for them to land on, because that's how bees work. And they land the plane successfully and they repollinate everything. and everything's back to normal, and Barry's happy because Barry open in Vanessa's florist shop, like starts a legal profession to help other animals who this has happened to. So cows, he's going to hear a case from a cow because it's just too much.
Which is really going to be way more horrifying than the bee one,
right?
Because the whole bee thing is a fairly symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, exactly. What we're doing to cows is actually torture. And then he also gets to fly with the pollen jocks. So he gets the BS of both worlds. B worlds.
Wow. This is the fastest we've ever done one of these.
I mean, and I got the whole movie. I don't think I missed anything. Yeah, I even got the weird sequence where Vanessa died in his dream. Like, I'm pretty sure I got it all.
Did you? You didn't talk that much about how the bees are too lazy to work once they have all the honey.
Yeah, that's a fun part.
I kind of talked about it. They don't work anymore because they have all the honey.
I'm sure that'll come up in the wheel. That feels like
believe
prime
me,
wheel territory.
Believe me, believe me. Beef.
Plus PB. Well, you have a full minute and 45 seconds left. How would you elect to use that time? We've never been here before, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have less because of that part for the timer was paused. But I would just like to say that yes, I was wrong that Diggins did get legally blonde fine, but I should have gotten Ghostbusters, even though it was Ghostbusters 2. I don't care. And I probably got the summary the most right anyone's ever gotten it. Are we now just stuck in a tiebreaker, which is just tiebreakers all the way down now? We're never going back to
I've said this before. We're in a game of chicken now where one of us eventually has to be the first one to not want to do the work of making an elaborate tiebreaker.
Or if there is an honorable win by one person where they do get the summary correct, I think that would have to be acknowledged. Like, we would have to.
That's true.
And that's part of the game of
you
chicken.
You would have to give them $500.
Ooh, yes.
Price is Right, when you get the money, when he gives you $500 cash just from his pocket. That's why I have it right here, just in case.
Just in case.
You got close though.
But yeah, that was probably 15 minutes. So yeah.
All right. Well, so don't you want to hear whatever sound it's gonna make? I'm really excited.
I would
for the
love
sound.
to hear.
Oh, that's fair.
30 seconds left. What else? Did we mention that Patrick Warburton is allergic to bees?
Oh,
that's kind of why he hates Barry so much.
I mean, he says that, but he never gets stung, so we don't know how true that is.
That's true. That's a good point. And he's like he doesn't play tennis well or something. He's like too macho.
He's bad at everything. Like he doesn't have any skills. Like he's like, I made my resume a fold up for sure, but like all of his resume things are just like stuff you could do, like tie your right? They dance.
Wow.
Listen to this legally distinct Christmas carol.
Do you even need to be legally distinct? It's a Christmas carol.
Yeah,
it doesn't. But here we are.
You're all good.
But they did it, yeah.
But yeah, all Ken can do is like tie his shoes, make an omelet, nothing, clip his toenails, right? Nothing.
Use chopsticks.
Use chopsticks.
Frankly, I can't do.
I have more to say about Patrick Warburton maybe during a hexagon slice, but yeah, that's B movie. So I do have a wheel here, but spiritually it's a hexagon.
It's a honeycomb. Honeycomb.
Yeah, and it's good. And of course, when you spin it, it buzzes. So we're just gonna get right into this honeycomb. So I'm gonna give it a good spin here, right? Buzz. And Nando, landed on one of your honeycomb chunks.
Okay, this is a good one. Here we go. That's the one of mine. And this just reads, we should be able to do a little slavery. Because I think this movie is so like this movie starts as like, oh, I don't know what job I want to have. Like it's like a little, Star Wars kind of, I don't know what I want to do. And then he goes into the world, and then he finds his love, and then it turns out they're slaves. So it becomes, for a little bit, a movie with a court case, and one of the only ones of these I could find, because I was looking at these online. I'm like, did other movies do this? Did Toy Story ever do this? Where they sue to determine whether or not the bees are kind of people and whether or not they deserve to live. Now, when Barry goes to the first time Barry finds out about bee exploitation or whatever, and they like because he goes to, how does he do this? He like just, this is when he hitches the ride with the mosquito. He goes to the place that makes the honey. He sees the people doing bee stuff, and the bees are in like a little jail, kind of. They're being killed with gas or something. Well, not killed, but
they're being smoked, which is a real thing that beekeepers will sort of like smoke out a hive if they need to go into it, so that the bees get sluggish and like don't attack them.
Yeah. And then the humans are taking the honey away very like evilly. Like they know that what they're doing is exploiting the bees, and then they're selling the honey. So the movie is, so I mean, what are we working with here? What is this? Is it a slavery metaphor? Is it like it's not, like it doesn't want to be, but it kind of is, right? Like that's what this movie is kind of about. And like for the most part, the movie is like, it's wrong to do slavery. But then once we outlaw slavery, the movie's like, maybe we shouldn't have gotten rid of slavery all that quickly, though, because people do need jobs. And I just think that's insane for a movie to say out loud to people.
It's also because like, I mean, it's an insane message for the actual, of what we are doing. Like, listen, man, the bees are just making the honey. They're just making it. That's what they do. We're not making them make the honey. The bees just make the honey. Maybe bee farms for some reason are cruel, right? Like honey's not vegan, right? Because it's made from an animal.
Yeah.
But like they're doing it anyway. Like bees aren't going to be reading Shakespeare if they're not making honey. They're going to be making honey, right?
Shakespeare.
Right,
yeah.
Be Shakespeare. They're not going to watch Be Larry King. They're good
to us or not to us. That is the question. That'd be what they would say. Pretty
like
good.
The bees are gonna make the honey, right? Like it's right. It's not like we need like free range bees, right? Like it's important that they get their exercise, right? It's like the bees do one thing, they fucking make honey, so maybe it's not such a bad deal.
And Barry is not part of a group of like a, what would you call that? Like a farm or whatever of bees that makes honey for people. They just make it for themselves and in this little like community.
Yes.
So like when they get their honey reparations, I'm like, I don't know if you guys should get it.
Right.
I feel like the other ones should get it because they made it, but you're a separate thing.
I had a whole wheel or honeycomb slice kind of about that aspect of it. So maybe I should just fold it in with this one now.
Sure.
Perhaps.
Mine was called Bees, the Beans of Production.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, okay. Now, if I want to give this movie way too much credit, I will say, Nando, that the idea of it's fine to have honey farming if the conditions are humane and it is owned by the people who produce, or the bees in this case that produce said honey, is actually a reasonable take on to a degree at least on a slavery issue, which is to say, like, the idea that the former slaves could own the land and would continue to be farmers, but they would be the owners and they would be the ones getting the profit from the farms, and they could make their own conditions, was a solution we didn't implement because we weren't that nice to them. We weren't that good.
You're pretty bad.
We were actually not quite a bit worse than that. But it was a solution that was bandied about by people who wanted to be good. So, in that sense, it's not a crazy idea to be like, it's fine that we make honey, but we own the honey.
Right.
That being said, I think your point about how, like, when they get the reparations, like Barry's colony doesn't get any of that. They're all like, oh, now we have so much honey, we're just lazing about because we don't know what to do. And it's like, Yeah, because you're stealing the honey from the other bees
Right.
now. This is their honey. They made it. You didn't make this honey.
Yeah. That's a great point. They suck.
So like, yeah, this is just, this is a real Animal Farm situation. Barry B. Benson acts like he's the great uplifter of bee kind, coming out here being like all bees are equal. But then, behind his back, he's like, but some bees are more equal than others, and we deserve to have all the honey, even the honey we didn't make.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he just replaces the human owners with bee owners.
Right.
In a way,
Yeah.
Bee Movie is a better adaptation of Animal Farm than that Animal Farm movie that's coming out.
It hasn't come out yet. You never know. Maybe it's
Yeah, I guess it
great.
could turn out to be a great adaptation, but my hopes are
great.
not high.
Well, here's the other thing about the Bee Society that I don't understand. And like, I mean, there's a lot of things about Bee Society, but specifically the slavery metaphor. At one point, Barry goes home and tells his parents that, oh my God, what they're doing, they're making humans or the humans have bees and they're making honey. And do you remember what the parents tell Barry?
That's a conspiracy beery.
Yeah, they tell him it's a conspiracy. So A, they know about this or have heard about it. Then B, they think someone has faked it.
B.
So like, what is this? Are they some sort of slavery deniers or something like that? Like, it's such a weird, like, why would that exist? But also like, what a crazy position to take of just like, oh, I didn't know about that. That's interesting. You could say that, that's fine. But just going, no, fake news. And maybe this is again, they were a little ahead of their time. But yeah, just the idea that that's a hoax or a conspiracy. I'm like, which part of it is a conspiracy? Dad, the part that I saw, or just the part that like humans exist? Because also Bear doesn't know anything about people until he sees them for the first time. So like, how do bees even find out about people?
Well, presumably the pollen jockeys are like, there's these huge dudes outside, and they're messed up, man.
That makes sense.
As long as we're talking about the beans of production, I also in terms of where I find this movie's political theory lacking, or this is more economic theory, but still economic theory. The ending has a lot of crazy stuff in it. The part that I think is the most insane and makes the least sense to me, the beast sense to me, is the idea that all the bees stop working and like don't do anything as soon as they have the extra honey, until Barry is like, hey, I'm bringing some flowers. You guys remember that we think flowers are pretty cool, right? And then suddenly they're all like, oh yeah, we do like flowers. And then they go out and do it. And that was all the motivation they needed, to be reminded that they like flowers. And it's like, so in the imagination of the writers of this movie, the proletariat, as soon as they have their basic needs, their basic beads met, they forget that they enjoy things or that things need to happen, and they just become lazy layabouts who will do nothing unless an elite, a superior, reminds them that they enjoy that or that it is good to do.
Pretty much. And even earlier, like before they're brought back into it, but when they start getting honey and stuff, what's his name, Alan or whatever the A1's name is like, oh, Barry, but I love working so much and I know I can't work anymore. So like all of bee society just grinds to a halt, whether or not the bees want to do the job or not, even though some of them clearly just want to. Like, it is something they do for fun, it seems like. But yeah, this is what universal basic income will do to society. This is what happened in that one town that tried it. Everybody got really lazy and stopped doing bee stuff. That's true.
Or UBI.
Or universal basic income, because U is a letter. So that's the hard part about this. It's knowing where to pause it. and like do the thing instead. But anyway, yeah, that part's weird. And it's like the most interesting idea, I think. Well, not the most interesting idea, because the movie has a lot of interesting ideas. But it's the one that I feel like you can kind of see in other movies, like the Toy Story movies, where you're like, okay, what are the toys? And what is this supposed to be a like metaphor for? Or movies like Ted, where they have a court case about like personhood, but it's way more specific. And like they do kind of lay out terms and have thought it through a little bit. In this, they're just like, it's a court case that decides that slavery is not okay. But then the movie realizes that was kind of a mistake. But anyway, yeah, Diggins, I'm going to spin the wheel, and I just got a good feeling about this, the hexagon wheel, and spin it, tick, 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 tick. Oh, it landed on one of yours, actually. So this is good. This is a good time for
all right. I landed on one of my honeycomb slices here that just says beta cuck. Guys, we got to talk about the relationship between the human woman and the bee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta.
What about it?
So it's pretty weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insane. What's his end game? Where does he think this is gonna go?
The part where he explicitly has a romantic and even sexual interest in this human woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck.
He's gonna fuck her. He's gonna fly right up in there. Buzz around a little bit. What's so complicated about that? I think that's all you need to know. He's gonna, there'll probably be a little bit.
Does he have any special tools he's gonna use in this situation, Nando?
He is the special tools.
The honey off that they wear as a hat, right?
Oh, that's true.
Ooh, the Krellman.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then the only problem is he's got to make sure he doesn't accidentally do stinger, because it seems like stinger is something that most bees do like on purpose and stuff. But it also feels like if you did it, like you could stinger wrong by accident, and just like, and it wouldn't be a big problem. I mean, it'd be annoying for her. That happened on House once. There was a woman. It was a tick. Did you guys watch House?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
remember
I
how in House every time someone was sick, it was because they lied or were bad.
Yep.
So in this one, there was a girl who got sick and they couldn't figure out why. And it was her boyfriend was like having sex with her secretly because she was like stuck in the house. I don't remember if she had like a disease, but what House figured out eventually is they did have sex and there was a tick in her vagina from the sex. And that's what was causing it. And it was just it's the most House kind of storyline.
Yeah, it's a bit,
But yeah, so that's, you want to watch out for that, I guess. But besides that, like, I think it's pretty safe. I don't think, he probably drizzles honey on her sexually, like over her breasts and stuff.
Does he like clap it up then? Like after?
Yeah.
Like,
well, see, that's the thing about the honey with them. It's like, do bees drink honey like it's food? Like what in actual bees, what does the honey do?
That is a great question, Nando, and one that you would think a person had looked up ahead of time.
Yeah, like it's weird. As I finished the movie, I just realized, I was like, I don't think they eat the honey like this. I think it's for like birthing the children, and they eat other stuff, but I honestly can't remember.
I looked up a different bee fact that I wanted to talk about that was not honey related.
How many bees would it take to fill a certain thing? Because maybe Barry would get some of his friends involved.
They do eat the honey. They make it to eat.
Okay. So yeah, then he would definitely lick it off of her in a suggestive way. Probably put on some sexy music. I would say Sting, but he probably hates Sting because of the court case. So like
the whole thing. Yeah.
Cardi B probably play a little Cardi B, and then just go to town. What would she do to him? I think he doesn't even care. I think for him, it's more important that she's enjoying herself, and that's just because he's that good of a guy.
Well, and they're bees. They don't get it on like that, right?
Yeah, don't they do like dances or something? And then like
that's how they talk.
The way that's okay.
I mean, communicate.
Did they ever do that in this movie as like a bit?
Only at the end.
Yeah, right. They should do that more. That's like a funny bit sometimes.
It's a funny, but then, well, I was gonna say, but then it sort of like becomes like either you commit to it for the entire movie, or people are like, so wait, why don't they dance all the time? But there's a million things like that in this movie, so who cares if there's one more?
Yeah.
I guess to answer your question, Diggins, I think from Barry's perspective, this all makes sense. You find a giant god woman and you have sex with her and you marry her and you can use her to do whatever. She could kill all of your friends, like she could just take their whole thing, and it's like he's like the king of their world now. How this works for her and like her relationships with other humans, I think is going to be tricky. But he's famous now, so she could just be like, the bee from TV, and they'll be like, oh, okay, that's right, he was on TV.
So you think it's going to work out in the long run?
I mean, he's also going to die pretty quickly, right? Like they make that joke a lot in the beginning of the movie. Yeah. What's the average life cycle for a bee? Because I don't think it's a day. I think they live a little bit longer than that.
Oh, it's a lot longer than that. I think it's Let's see, honeybees.
Queens live 2 to 5 years. Drones live months, and workers live 5 to 6 weeks in the summer, or up to 6 months in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a couple years.
It's going to be a short relationship, but like that's part of the curse of this interspecies thing. But I think he can manage it.
Well, he's male, so he's a drone. So he's got few months.
Yeah. And maybe with like exposure to human stuff, they will live longer. Like maybe if he starts eating like multivitamins or something bees don't usually have, he'll be able to live
coffee.
To be 100.
Like
coffee,
my God.
Yeah. What is coffee? They may be so dead from coffee, but that'd be pretty funny, I guess. I don't know. Do you think they can't have a relationship? I mean, they can't have kids. That's the one problem. But she already has kids, right?
Does she?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I didn't think so either. Except in the first time we see the house, her and Patrick Warburton bring in like a couple of people, like human beings, and I
think they're friends.
They look like kids.
I think they're friends of theirs. Yeah,
I buy it that's what it was going for. But the first time I saw it, I was just like, "Well, are they supposed to be children?"
Because they're the ones Patrick Warburton is showing off his new resume to.
Oh yeah,
why would he be
you're
doing
right.
that to kids?
Why would he be doing that to anybody? In my head, I did kind of think that was something he was doing with kids, and they were like, "Dad, this is weird." But no, you're right. They are just like people he knows. But yeah, so as long as she doesn't want to have kids, she'll be okay. But also just wait it out,
Yeah, I mean, again, he's going to live a few months. But the second part of this then is, so Barry B. Benson at the start of the movie is graduating from college. So is she... I don't know. It feels like there's a big age gap there that maybe is not appropriate.
I mean, how old do we think she is?
Like a 30s vibe, maybe?
Yeah, I would say 30s is probably right. Like, listen, if a 30-year-old friend was dating an 18-year-old college... Well, no, just finished college, right? So what are we saying? 21, 22, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess
if they were dating a person that's 21, 22, I'd be like, it's weird. I wouldn't be like, it's illegal. And also, I'd probably think it's weird for bees in general, but maybe, I don't know.
It's certainly not Jerry Seinfeld dating that 17-year-old he did that
Exactly.
But I would be like, hey, man, what's up?
Right. I'd be like, come on, buddy. Like, and then if the friend was like, no, it's okay, she'll be dead in 6 months, I'd be like, all right, I guess. I'd be like, it's a little weird, but she's really into it. What are you gonna do?
Oh, that's fucked. That's so fucked.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, she could be going through a midlife crisis or whatever. And that's sure. Sometimes that happens. But yeah,
who among us hasn't dated a bee in our midlife crisis?
Exactly. The thing with Jerry Seinfeld too is like he doesn't read as young at all. If they didn't say he just graduated from college, I'd be like, he's 40. He's too old for her in bee time. But they say it a lot. I'm like, I'm a little bee. And that's weird. Yeah.
Oh man. But how do we feel about Patrick Warburton's character? I mean, like obviously he's depicted as like overly aggressive and macho and whatnot. I think Renee Zellweger is not a supportive partner to him, and clearly cheats on him with this bee, beats on him with this bee.
I mean, Patrick Warburton's his acting performance is like my favorite part of this whole movie. Just like he turns it to 11, like legitimately the end of the movie where the bee is living my life is like incredible. That's like Hall of Fame shit. Like it's so good. Yeah, like I don't normally love like the screaming and stuff, but like how he does it for this, it's like it fits so well.
Well, Patrick Warburton has an incredible voice.
Does have an incredible voice,
but he is our titular beta cuck. So
that's
true.
Like
we should talk about him a little bit.
Well, I mean, so she's having at least a emotional affair with the bee, if nothing else, right? So like, there's that. On the other hand, it doesn't seem like Renee Zellweger's character even likes Patrick Warburton a little bit. So like, I could be convinced they're not dating at all. They're just roommates or something. Because like,
he doesn't seem to live with her because he leaves.
Right. That's true. He doesn't live
little
there.
Get together.
So yeah, I'm not counting as bee cheating, but also, I don't know. Do they like? What was my thought process here? Does she lie to Patrick Warburton about it? Kind of.
Lie is strong for what we see.
Omission of the truth, maybe.
But like, towards the end in the scene where he tries to kill Barry, like earlier in the scene, it's like he was late to like a little dinner they were going to do. So she invited Barry over and just did the whole date with him. And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I just invited Barry because you were late." And he's like, "What the hell?" And I think she's a little in the wrong there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that wasn't cool.
And especially because it's so clear, and it should be so clear to her that Barry is into her, even if she's not into Barry. It's like, that's going to be a weird dynamic going forward. But he is late to the date. He should have been there, He could just scoop it right up and then he's done.
I don't know.
I
don't think Renee Zellweger is blameless in this whole situation. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I feel like it's definitely a more complicated situation than you would expect. But also like, and even like the first date that they go on with the coffee on the roof, that's like very flirty energy.
Oh yeah.
Like, but in that date, I think she still thinks she's going crazy or something. She, like, I think during that part, isn't she like, I'm hallucinating, this is a dream, and then she just kind of goes with it that day.
Yeah, the whole.
I feel like by the time they're on the roof, she's like, no, this is real, because that's after she stabbed herself with the fork and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in that conversation though, she sounds so unhinged. Like I mean, I'll throw a wheel slice in here or X in here.
Should I spin the honeycomb?
Yeah, spin that wheel.
Sure, why not? Yeah, why not spin it?
Oh, DJ, it did land on one of yours. So.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So I had this as I'm not crazy, you're crazy. There, look, nothing against Renee Zellweger,
crazy
but like her like. In general, I think her line reads are kind of all over the place. But in this scene, when like the bee talks, it's like she almost sounds drunk. Like, wait a minute, oh my god, you're a bee? How do you talk? What's going on? I don't even who's the bee? Whoa, that's crazy. Like it's almost unlistenable.
Well, that changes everything. Maybe she's hammered the whole movie, and we just never see her not hammered, and that explains why she thinks she can get away with this and like why this exists at all.
She has an amazing drinking problem. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and this is just something she explains to the cops as they drag her off of the plane that she hijacked. She's like, no. Remember the court case with the bee? I was there at that, and then he kissed me, and we did a sword fight. I think or something. I don't remember that one. Anyway. Talk to my husband. He'll corroborate all of this.
My husband, the bee.
That's good.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of the conversation scenes between Barry and Vanessa have this sort of like very loose, almost like improvisational feel to them, where it feels like they kind of just let Jerry Seinfeld and Renee Zellweger just sort of like riff off each other. And that's obviously not what it is. I think they were trying to just make it sound more like conversational, and it just sounds really stilted and awkward and forced. because that's not really how voice acting works.
Yeah.
But it does give it a weird energy that makes her feel like a very strange character.
Yeah.
And like it's it's weird, like, so I had mentioned I knew nothing, or I forget what I said, this maybe might have been last week. I've never seen B Movie before. This was the first time. But like I had no idea about the lawsuit, even though it's like in the trailer. I just had seen it in forever.
Oh, this is like the fourth time I've seen B Movie, to be clear.
I thought like the romance was like more of a thing, but it's just this like side thing that doesn't need to be in the movie at all. It just doesn't.
Unless you a freak.
Yeah.
A beak.
I guess. Yeah.
I feel like if there wasn't that scene where Barry goes back to the hive and he's like, his friend is like, he's got a girlfriend, and she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe. And the movie makes it clear that Barry is into her. I think this could be read as are they in a relationship? Is this like a romantic thing? Not really. They just spend a lot of time together. The husband's kind of just like, hyper, like he just thinks he's going too far. He's reading too far into it. But because of that scene, you're like, no, Barry definitely thinks at least he is in this romantically. And that's enough.
In that weird scene where they do that wasp joke, and they continue the metaphor of B-ish for Jewish. And also, he says a thing about spiders that if we extend this metaphor to bugs being racial minorities, is way out of pocket.
Mm-hmm. It's I mean, yeah, and I think maybe bees are kind of racist. Like what ethnic minority do we think Jerry Seinfeld was saying has an ugly face? When he said he's not into spiders. I'm trying to map this to something he's ever said on Seinfeld. Is there any race that Seinfeld? Because Seinfeld has that episode where he's like, I'm not racist. I like them the most. Like, that's the bit. So I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's Italians. They do have some interesting faces.
There it is.
Mustaches and stuff. They're fun. Yeah, I don't know. But wait, are all the bees supposed to be like, they're all related to each other, right? They get into that a lot.
Yes.
Like, they make that joke quite a fair amount. What are his parents then?
I was gonna say, they bring up that his parents don't make any sense, and then they just drop it immediately.
Yeah. Yep. What do you think they are, though? Just like assigned caretakers from the state?
Assigned older, whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's weird, then. But I guess, whatever. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. But
yeah. Anyway, she's just crazy. I'm gonna spin the honeycomb again, and Nando, it's back to you.
Okay, this is one of mine. This one just says, New York is the only place. I think it's really funny that the bees in New York seem to quit. And then all the rest of the bees quit because it is a global court case. Sure. And then they go to California. And then the bees are like, we've got to fix the world. Quick, get all the flowers and put them on a plane and take them back to New York, as if bees don't exist anywhere else. Like there's some sort of species that's native to Central Park. And they're going to repopulate the whole world. I don't think it's like a fault of the movie necessarily. It's just weird to think about it when the movie is over. It's just like, oh, right. There's like a lot of other bees doing other stuff that just probably don't even know any of this happened. And that's pretty weird. Like, but also I feel like Ants also takes place in New York. Do you think they would be friends?
Does Ants take place in?
Yeah,
I'm not sure like there's really any interaction with humans and ants.
You're right. There might not be.
They have the weird like Vietnam metaphor war with the termites, but I don't think there's human stuff.
You're right. Part of me thought it did, because I guess I thought there was a scene where he goes on a date with the ant that he likes to something specific, something we're supposed to recognize, but I haven't seen that movie in a while. Does Bug's life take place anywhere specific? Do we know that?
I don't think so. those Pixar movies are always like geographically neutral.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that the movie's so New York focused. But I guess that's just like a Jerry Seinfeld thing. He's very New York.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, if you're going to be
Also-
a bee who's Jerry Seinfeld, you got to be in Central Park.
well, then
Yep.
the other thing is, where's the rest of the Seinfeld cast in this? Like, Kramer is here. I can't remember where, but he shows up.
Wait,
'cause
really?
This was before. Yeah, I saw him on the cast list. But like, no Jason Alexander, no Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and no like Larry David. Although he wasn't.
Well,
he acted on the show a fair amount. What were you saying, TJ?
no, yeah, I was.
The only one, I mean, Putty, Patrick Warburton's character is as close as you get to a Seinfeld alum
Right.
on the show, but like he's not a main character. And when the lawyer walked into the room and Barry B. Benson gave him a look, I was like, oh shit, is this Wayne Knight or is this Newman? And then I was like, oh, if that happens, all is forgiven. Like, I like this movie now. But it turned out that wasn't what it was.
But instead, it was John Goodman, who Nando hates.
Yeah, it was John Goodman, who was great, loved him, but yeah, it was just like, I think it's kind of strange. Do you think he offered them parts and they were like, send over
No,
the
thank
script?
you.
Yeah, or like, do you think he just was like, I
And
don't
then they
want to
ghosted
bring him
him?
into B movie? Yeah, because like, yeah, really, it's just Michael Richards plays a character named Bud Ditchwater. So
I
don't know.
this is a character that says, "Oh, okay." He says, "Am I cuckoo cuckoo, or is that plane flying in an insect-like pattern?" That's Kramer. But
Wow, give him one line. Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
Good friend.
Well, you know
I mean,
what?
he's
He
a good
didn't
friend.
say a certain word in that one line,
That's
so
true.
it's pretty good for
Mhm.
him.
Maybe Jerry knew it was going to go all south, so he's like, I gotta.
yeah, gotta get him some jobs. Is he pivoted back to normal now? Like, has he? Everyone, so
I
many
don't
of the rest
think-
of them.
I don't think he ever recovered. No, it happened too early. It was before
Yeah.
you could get away with it.
Or
He was on-
change to a grifter.
Well,
Or
yes,
that,
that's what I
yeah.
mean by get away with it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well, he was on Curb they did a joke about him saying that as the joke. But besides that, there really wasn't. Yeah, like he never did, at least as far as I know. But I mean, that's great. It's weird that he's the only one that seemed to stick. Yeah. You convinced me he's not even alive anymore, but he is. He's still alive.
Well, no.
And he's probably still getting those Seinfeld residuals, so I imagine
Oh
he's
my
doing
god,
fine.
yeah. He's doing amazing. Like, I feel like Seinfeld residuals turned Jerry Seinfeld and like Larry David into billionaires. So I'm assuming Michael Richards is not that, but plenty millionaire to and then also he's probably got some rights on like merchandise, a lot of Kramer merchandise specifically. Bobbleheads and stuff. Like, he's the character I feel like that made it that. I mean, not anymore, but it used to be. But yeah, I don't know. As a Seinfeld fan, I feel like this is a bad movie. I feel like, you know what else? Speaking of New York, and Jerry and stuff, I feel like this movie needs an audience, and maybe that's part of the problem with this movie is that Jerry Seinfeld is a stand-up comedian who performed a sitcom in front of a live studio audience for all of his life, and then he did this. And like, I feel like with some feedback, he
Right.
would have learned, like, this joke isn't working. I need to make this funnier. But he never gets it. And like, isn't that sad? You know, a little bit, not really, but like, it's a tiny bit sad.
I
the
mean,
movie
he's still
could have been
extremely
funny.
rich, so I'm not that sad.
Yeah, remember when he dressed up in like Burberry and stuff and did like that fashion shoot?
Where he was like look how young I look.
Yeah, it's a little Gen Z. I love that so much. But anyway, I'm gonna spin the wheel. Tick 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 tick. Ooh, one of Diggins's.
Oh, I just got one here that says pollen does not work that way. Good night.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about what happens at the end of the movie where the bees stop working because they have too much honey and they're lazy and entitled now, just like the dang millennials on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
And so then all the plants die, all the flowers die over the course of seemingly weeks, if not days.
Yeah.
And that's not what pollen is, guys. Come on.
Come on, movie.
Pollen?
Well, the movie treats pollen like it's like a fertilizer that keeps plants alive and they need it all the time. Pollen is how plants reproduce, or how flowers reproduce. So when bees spread pollen, which they're not doing intentionally, also, they're gathering nectar, pollen rubs off on them and they just bring it to other plants. But, whatever, it's a movie. Who cares about that part? But so the pollen spreads to other flowers when the bees go to all the different flowers, which then, they reproduce, they make seeds and whatnot, and then new flowers sprout. And so that's how the flower's life cycle continues. But the actual flower that is physically there is going to live out the rest of its life just fine. There just won't be new ones.
Yeah.
Assuming even that bees are the only things that spread pollen, which of course they are not.
Well, that's the other thing. Aren't there other ways that pollen gets spread, like birds and stuff like that?
It's not 100% bees. I mean, bees are helpful. Yeah. Bees are certainly a big part of it, but there's lots of ways pollen spreads.
Yeah.
I mean, pollen just spreads on the wind. That's what allergies are, is the pollen gets in the air.
That's true. Did Jerry Seinfeld never hear about that?
I don't think so.
I didn't look into it.
Somebody should tell him.
I never Googled it. Nah, don't tell him. He's been through enough. He made Unfrosted and then this. Right. I can't remember. Did you guys say this? Which one you like better, this or Unfrosted?
They're
so similar.
Probably. Sorry, you go.
For me, it's Unfrosted, I think.
I was going to say, I might be this one, just because this one's, stranger.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's the thing. There's some jokes in Unfrosted that I liked. And there's some jokes in this that I liked, to be fair. But the idea of Unfrosted is just so dumb and kind of forgettable, whereas B-Movie is, iconic. And I think it matters, for a reason. Also, Unfrosted gets that kind of, and I kind of said this in my review, but, or I said it at some point, part of what makes B-Movie special and Unfrosted not special is Unfrosted is a Netflix movie. Netflix movies usually stink. Especially these kinds of Netflix movies where they give people a bunch of money and go, make the fucking movie. I don't know. But B-Movie was a passion project. And that makes it so much weirder and almost more lovable. Not really, but almost.
Almost. But yeah. I just think there's an appalling lack of accuracy on the life cycle of flowers in this movie that just really takes me right out of the ending.
Yeah.
Between the 3 bug animated movies we were talking about, which one's the most accurate? Do we is that something people have figured out?
None of the
above. It genuinely might be ants.
I think it might be ants too, because they were the only ones with 6 legs. Or 6
legs. Ants and termites do genuinely fight. And I feel like they get the sort of worker drone split more accurate than most of these movies. I'm not saying ants is super accurate or anything. I just think it might be the most accurate.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good point. They should make more ants movies. What's Woody Harrelson, or not Woody Harrelson? What's Woody Harrelson up to? He could be one of the ants this time. He could be southern ants. There's ants down there. It'd be pretty cool.
Are you sure? Have you checked?
I mean, they're everywhere, right? Aren't ants the most populous thing on Earth or something?
Yeah, you've seen that classic joke about baseball teams?
No, it's that.
It's just a post someone made where it's there's this long setup where it's I did a thing where every team is named after the most prevalent animal in each of their cities, and like has all these like caveats and explanations about the process, and then it gets to the list and it's just the Atlanta ants, the New York City ants, the Los Angeles ants, the Tampa ants.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard this stat and I can't remember what it's compared to, but the weight of all the ants on Earth weighs more than X or something, and it's a lot. But I never got that. I don't remember the stat, but it's pretty interesting. Weighs more than something, maybe more than an iPhone, maybe more than a Titanic. Wow. One of those, at least.
Damn.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about how pollen is how plants reproduce, not how they live.
Yeah. That's right.
It's just like, it's like if you made a movie where it's like all the humans stopped having sex. They can't have sex anymore. And instead of it being, children of men, where, society is like falling apart and everything, and like, people are going to slowly die out. People were just spontaneously dying because they can't have sex. Their balls get so blue that they explode and then they die.
I was gonna say that is what happens. Yeah, thank God. That we don't live in that world, either of these worlds, right. Perhaps. Although, if you could send a sexy bee into that first world, maybe that would fix everything.
Ooh. Also,
like, do you think if Renee Zellweger's character saw one of the hunky bees, she would leave Barry for that bee? Because he's not a hunk in his bee culture.
She has an established pattern of instead of breaking up with partners, she just finds someone new and like cheats on them, beats on them.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, maybe. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe spin that wheel.
Yeah, I'm gonna spin this honeycomb slice one more time, or however many more times we're gonna do it. Woo! Bzz, 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 bzz. DJ landed on one of yours.
All right. Well, this is a great follow-up to yours. It's hey, we know how bees fly.
Oh my God,
we
that
do
fucking thing. Yeah,
this whole movie is like, you don't even know how bees fly. So, in case people don't know how bees fly, here's how bees fly. This is from a Caltech study in 2005 where they took, high-speed cameras.
Before this movie came out.
Yeah, 2 years before the movie.
Yep.
Before.
They took high-speed cameras shooting at 6,000 frames per second. They closely analyzed the bees. Here's how bees fly.
High-speed cameras.
They don't flap their wings up and down like birds. They sweep them forward and back in a rapid, shallow arc about 90 degrees, beating around 230 times per second. This creates small, fast-rotating vortices of air above the wing that generate lift. As the wing sweeps forward, air spins into a vortex along the leading edge. The slow pressure zone above the wing effectively sucks the bee upward. The same basic principle used by a delta wing aircraft. At the end of each stroke, the wings nearly clap together, then fling apart. This flinging motion accelerates airflow and generates additional lift. That's how bees fly. Huh.
Yeah.
And we know that.
It's kind of like similar to the principle of how helicopters fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not completely, but somewhat similar.
But yeah, the movie makes a whole big point about it. It's like, you don't even know how we fly. It doesn't make sense. It's like, that was true for a long time, but they solved it. They had the technology to solve it, and they solved it. So, shut up.
Yeah. Do you think Jerry Seinfeld tried to bury that study? That Caltech study?
I think so. I think he uses his clout to sort of like, make sure that all the big science publications didn't pick up on this story. And he's like, my bee movie's coming out soon. You better not fucking ruin my intro by telling people how bees fly.
Sent in his 18-year-old girlfriend. All right, now you're going to get into that. You're going to get into the facility. You're going to discredit them. You're going to write upside down or something on everything, and then they'll think that's upside down, and it'll look like crazy people.
Crazy people.
Yeah. So that's it. I didn't have much more beyond that. I just wanted to yell about how that's how bees fly.
It is a persistent myth that people say that we don't know how bees fly, and we do.
Yeah,
we do.
It's
Yeah.
well
I
understood.
remember hearing it up until this movie, and then when the movie came out, people were like, "We do know, though," and then it kind of became dispelled. I think maybe partially because it is the beginning of this movie,
the beginning.
And the emotional climax. Jerry Seinfeld
And
makes that point.
yeah.
It's like, you don't even know how we fly.
And it would have been funny if Renee Zellweger was like, "We do. They use a high-speed camera at Caltech, and we figured it out."
Oh man! All right. Well, we got probably a few more spins on this hexagon.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got one more short little cheese or whatever that I think is worth spitting for. But
all right. Well, yeah. No, I might have another one. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see where it goes. So, Nando, what do you got for us?
All right. I don't even have a clever wheel size for this. This is just, I like the Larry King joke. I thought it was funny. I think maybe it goes on a little too long, but I also think the idea of it is good and works. And for people that don't know, the Larry King joke is Barry is, after he comes back to the hive, he's being interviewed on the B Larry King show, which is a bee dressed and acts like Larry King, voiced by Larry King. People that don't know, he used to be like an interviewer guy. He's a very specific looking guy. And they do the little interview, and then at the end, Barry says, they got a Larry King up there too. And then, do you guys remember what Larry King says?
It's a very common name.
Yeah, it's a real common name. And then he's like, "No, but he dresses like you, and he has a show, and it does this and this and this." I thought that was pretty funny. It's weird that doesn't happen at any other point in the movie, I think. Right? Like, they don't have B versions of other celebrities. But I like that. That joke was good. Made me chuckle.
I kind of don't like this joke because it sort of like breaks the reality of the movie in a way that is weird. Where it's like, yeah, we're suddenly pointing out how the whole bee culture is just a riff on human culture, because of course it is. That's how these sort of movies work.
Right. It's
just sort of like just pointing at the thing we all know it's doing and being like, pretty weird that we're doing this, right? And I'm like, then why? Sure, but like, why are you doing it all then?
Yeah, I agree. I think why I like it is because it's something that it's interesting. It's not like quite like, oh man, Deadpool breaking the fourth wall kind of thing, but like it's enough of a gag that it feels like a joke that is something I haven't seen before. Whereas like most of the jokes in the movie are weird little like puns or something. The worst one has to be, for me at least, was when they got to the graduation and he's like, "Look at all this pomp under the circumstances," or whatever. I wanted to shoot all the bees, but yeah, I don't know. I agree that the joke breaks the reality of the universe, but I also like that they did that because it was silly and it mostly worked.
Fair enough.
Did either of you guys have any jokes that you liked or any bits that you thought were funny?
I had something for this and I can't think of it now.
Nothing really.
I mean, I guess DJ, you said the Patrick Warburton going crazy,
a lot
thing,
of that
which I do think as a joke
I
works.
like that.
Yeah. I feel like there were other jokes that I also liked, but yeah, they kind of came and went. Some of the stuff John Goodman was doing was kind of funny, as the lawyer. So
I do kind of like when he gets to the honey farm, how comically evil the workers are, where they're like, "Hey, bees got a brain the size of a pin. Stupid bees. They're doing all the work and we get all the honey." It's like,
that was funny.
That is playing into the idea of the movie in a way that I thought was kind of fun. Where it's like, it's not just like, yeah, we didn't know bees could talk, man. I'm sorry. We're just doing our regular jobs. They're like, no, they actually are evil.
Yeah. They hate bees. And that's pretty funny. This, you know what else? Not a great joke, but the Sting joke was almost funny, kind of. Like the idea of him culturally appropriating the idea of stinging, I thought was kind of funny. And some of the bear stuff was kind of funny, but like that was more funny in the sense that it's like bees hate bears, even though that's never been a cultural thing. Like I guess bees hate Winnie the Pooh, but like besides that, they're not really on the same level. But that was funny.
I mean, I think bears will bust open a hive to eat some honey.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's a thing a bear will do, but like, yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a cultural staple that we're like bees and bears, natural enemies.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that part was fun. That's all I got. I'm just gonna spin the wheel again. The hexagon, tick, 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 tick. Up one of Diggins's. Diggins, what do you got for this hexagon slice?
Wow, one of mine. Guys,
it seems to be.
I've got one here that says beanology, which is of course a play on phrenology. I want to talk about what racial minority every insect is.
Oh boy. I'm really worried about this, but go for it. I mean, the movie definitely gives us enough evidence to figure it out.
Okay, so bees are Jewish people.
For sure.
Like, that's pretty explicit in the movie.
Yep.
Even though is obviously Jerry Seinfeld kind of Jewish. I believe he's a Scientologist, but at least like he's also kind of Jewish. Matthew Broderick, is he Jewish? He doesn't read as that for me. Like he reads as more very waspy.
At the very least, Matthew Broderick often plays Jewish because, like in The Producers, he plays a Jewish character.
That's true. I don't know what it is about him, but I'm sure could be anything. But when they started making that joke specifically, I was like, it's interesting. This is Matthew Broderick for this.
Oh, interesting. Okay, his mother was Jewish. His father was Catholic.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, good for him. Okay, so the bees are Jewish. That is a thing that comes up, which makes all the slavery metaphor way worse, and the denial of the slavery metaphor horrifying. But we're gonna jump past that and go to something else.
All right.
What
Mosquitoes
about
are black.
other ones?
Again, quite explicit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although like, do we meet more than one mosquito? Like,
I mean, not really.
Mosquitoes are. Yeah.
But he talks about mosquitoes because he's like, skeeter women never want to date another mosquito.
Yeah,
they always want to trade up.
They do that.
So like, I remembered what the other joke I kind of liked in the movie was. So just to just to go back to that really quickly, in the fight between Patrick Warburton and Barry, when they're in the bathroom and they're going around, and at one point, he flips up something in the tub and there's a water bug there, and he's just like, "Whoa, water bug, not taking sides." I was like,
no, I thought you were gonna say, because I also didn't hate the bit where he has like, where Barry knows the different weights of different magazines. And at one point when he says, "What do you got there?" and Patrick Warburton's like, "Italian Vogue." And then Jerry Seinfeld B says, "That's a lot of pages." And then right before he starts fighting with it, Patrick Warburton says, "It's mostly ads," or something like that. I thought that was like that got a good chuckle out of me.
That's fair.
But,
yeah, that's good too. But anyway, okay. So mosquitoes are black. Bees are Jewish. We can sort of guess that wasps are, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. They are wasps.
Yep, and it makes sense because of how white Anglo-Saxon Protestants behave generally badly. Fuck shit up. So it wouldn't be insane that another culture
and their
would view
reproductive
them as
cycle
predators.
involves fig trees.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then, so we sort of determined spiders are Italian, I guess.
I mean, spiders are whatever's left at the end. I feel like whatever's untaken, but spiders could also just be like, well, they can't just be like ugly people because they have to, because everything is like some weird race.
Well, no, but they're not ugly is the thing. Barry's like, I know everyone says spiders are the hottest, but I just can't get past the faces. So spiders are actually considered sexy.
Yeah. So if it's Jerry Seinfeld, spiders are high schoolers. And that's how the movie goes.
No, because he's saying he's not attracted to them.
Oh,
So it
right.
can't be high schoolers.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Are there any other bugs that map to races in the movie?
What are the ones that Chris Rock Mosquito says that mosquito women prefer? What would those be?
When there was the dragonflies, moths.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
other flying insects.
Like Asian, something like that?
I mean, maybe. It sounds pretty cool. I feel like if I got to pick, I'd want to be dragonflies. Because they could like, hover and shit. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
They were very scary. I don't like
predatory.
dragonflies.
Yeah, dragonflies are actually...
They eat other bugs?
Yeah, dragonflies eat other bugs. Dragonfly will bite a person, but like it's not super common.
I'm gonna say they're the French. Probably.
Okay. All right.
They would bite, I feel like, as a people.
So are the water bugs Swiss because they don't take sides?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
They're Swiss, and then yeah. That feels right. It's pretty cool.
I don't know. You guys got any other thoughts?
They're all in America. I French bugs are like.
Hate this category.
DJ, real quick, rank all your favorite races. Start at the top.
Yeah, come on, DJ.
At the bottom,
play with us.
The whites.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, let's do it with Toy Story instead. Woody is no, I can't. I don't think that works with Toy Story. It is weird, however. I do think there are a lot of movies like this. I think Ants might have done this too, where like there were movies that did a bit where it was like, oh, animals are like a different kind of people, but it did decide to map different racial jokes to different people. You know what else did this? Fucking Osmosis Jones, I think, does this, which I'm only maybe remembering because of Chris Rock. But yeah, it was a weird thing. I don't know if they still do it, but it really does just feel like it's used for like really easy jokes of like, oh man, it's hard for me, mosquito to catch a cab, and then you're like, that's like a joke I've heard before, and then you kind of like it. But
it's most frequently done with black people.
That's right.
And you know, it's one of those things that when you think about it, you're like, that's not great.
No, much I love Chris Rock, his part in this movie is quite strange.
Speaking of things that are not great involving racial prejudice in this movie, part of the way they win at the end is Jerry Seinfeld, Barry is like, we're forced to work for the white man. And then John Goodman, lawyer, is like, he's playing the species card. And it's like,
yeah.
What are we doing here, man?
That's true.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. That was weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Why would a bee care?
Really work.
Why would the bee care what color of human is making them make honey? Huh? They can't even see color the way we do.
They probably can't.
When Barry says, I don't even see color, it's like he's speaking literally. He doesn't.
Yeah.
At least not the way we understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I just think it's important. If there's people, the people who maintain the B Movie Wiki, if you haven't already done exhaustive research to categorize what race of what ethnic minority every insect type in this movie is, then I think that would be a great project for the B Movie Fan Wiki.
And then report back to us. I wonder if
I'd love to know.
They could make a mosquito spin-off. That feels like the kind of thing that they would do if that came out today. B-Movie came out today.
If it came out today, there'd be like 10 seasons of the Mosquito TV show on Netflix, and you're like, what the hell? Who watches this? But then
you'd watch it and you'd be like, it's kind of good. I like the Mosquito show. I know B-Movie isn't very good, but they got a different team on the Mosquito show, and it kind of works. That's what I would say. right, Diggins, you want to spin that wheel one more time?
I would love to spin this honeycomb. Whoa. Bzz, 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 bzz. DJ, it landed on one of yours.
This is I don't know what to call this, but man, he can't fucking voice act.
Yeah, he's really bad at it.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, at least on Frosted, you know, you get he's in a role that makes more sense where he's like an old guy, and I don't know.
And also he's acting in real life against real people.
Right,
and like he's not
exactly.
really an actor.
Right.
But like at least he understands how to have a conversation with a human being in a way that seems at least somewhat natural. Whereas when he's recording dialogue in a booth, he doesn't.
He's terrible. He's so terrible. Yeah, none of the tone matches like for any of the scenes that he's doing. It's all over the place, especially with the things with Vanessa. It's so bad. It's so bad. And he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have been the main character. He should have been some kind of bit character. Maybe he should have been. Maybe him and Matthew Broderick should have switched. Maybe then it would be better.
Well, this is
I don't know.
This is a kind of thing where it's like, you know, you earlier were praising Patrick Warburton's work in this movie.
Yeah.
Patrick Warburton is a prolific voice actor. He does many voice only roles, and he knows how to do a performance that's just using his voice.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Jerry Seinfeld doesn't do that and doesn't know.
He thought B-movie would be a fun name for a movie.
And
he
like,
did, and he was wrong, but the rest of it he was wrong about as well.
He's wrong about many things, including how young it's acceptable to date someone.
Yes. He's not wrong about other things. Like if his show is funny, it is funny. That was a funny show. I like Seinfeld. All that other stuff, bad. No, thank you, sir. Seinfeld, good.
You know, I think that's fair. I think we can give him that.
Although it's probably problematic in a lot of ways. If you go back and look at it, I can't remember.
I mean, I'm sure most shows from the 90s would be. I don't think that's unique to Seinfeld.
It's all contextual or whatever.
Seinfeld was kind of progressive with like gay characters, right? Like I feel like people point to the, not that there's anything wrong with that episode, as one that's like kind of not making fun of gay people in a way that's like somewhat progressive. But I'm sure there's a lot of racial stuff in there. It's pretty bad. Didn't they have like a cigar store Indian at one point? That was a thing. Remember that? Like a physical thing that one of them took to their apartment. That was like a big plot point. So yeah, that. And there was no black people on the show ever, like, which is bizarre. But that was also the rule with Friends. So maybe that was just a TV thing. Anyway, yeah, Jerry Seinfeld's not good. He's too naturalistic, I think is his problem. It doesn't map to an animal that doesn't get to do all the facial expressions and like the stuff.
Yeah, and also he's used to, as you said earlier, performing to an audience, or at least to other human beings that he's in a room with.
Yeah, it's just nothing to play.
It's a very different skill set.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, like the idea of the joke, like when he goes to meet her at the first time, they have their little like first kind of date where she's like, "Oh, do you want any coffee?" He's like, "Oh, I can't put you out," or whatever, kind of doing a Jerry Seinfeld shtick. It's not bad, but like the movie starts with like, what if Jerry Seinfeld was a bee? And that joke just never goes anywhere. Like it's just that for so much of the movie is like, instead of Jerry Seinfeld coming in, like these words are coming out of a bee. Isn't this funny? And
whoa,
yeah, that just doesn't. It's no good. All the puns are good though. Yeah. So that's B-movie. Any other thoughts about B-movie? Was it a bomb? Did it make money? I was curious about this. I didn't look it up.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna Google it.
I don't think it was like a huge bomb or anything.
It was not. So B-movie budget $150 billion. Worldwide box office just under 300 million. So
that's
it's kind
crazy.
Of paid off. Yeah.
That's so insane. Wow.
It is. There was a lot of marketing. Like it was a big deal that Jerry Seinfeld was making a thing again.
Right.
That even if the reviews were bad, you were kind of like, but maybe it's still pretty funny. Like maybe the critics just don't get it. And also it was a kids movie too. So like a lot of parents, I'm sure,
Yeah.
took their kids to see it knowing, I love Jerry Seinfeld. This will be fun for me.
Man, it opened the same weekend as American Gangster.
Mm.
And only did 5 million worse, so good for it.
That's a Russell Crowe movie. We don't talk about that enough. Pretty cool movie.
Oh.
He should have been in this.
Is it woke? I think no. I don't think any part of this movie is.
It does suggest, ultimately, at the end, that the workers should own the means of production.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do think it has that weird anti-reparations thing going on. But we shouldn't give him reparations because it would just make him too lazy. As like an idea, that's about as unwoke as he can get. But the end part kind of...
I mean, ultimately, and I say this neutrally, I don't think this is a good or bad thing. It's just true. Jerry Seinfeld cared much more about making dumb jokes than about like making B-movie politically coherent.
Mm-hmm.
So like he sort of just went with whatever would make the scene be funnier in his mind. I don't think that succeeded often, but I think that was the impetus.
Yeah. And I feel like this is also one of those movies that like where it has the theme of like, don't do what society tells you to do. Be your own person, which can be a metaphor for like, self-acceptance and other things that are somewhat liberal ideas. But I don't think this movie was that woke for the time.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations we often come across where it's like, it's not anti-woke, but I don't think that necessarily makes it woke.
Yeah.
Well, and I also think if you compare it to the other two Bug movies, Bug's Life is about like workers, and that's way more explicit in like a
100%, yeah.
And then Ants is a very anti-military industrial complex, I think. I can't remember the specifics of that, but like I feel like out of these three, it's the least woke of those. So
yeah, no, I think that's true.
Yeah. And then could I beat it? Here's the question. Could I successfully sue Barry for Honey of the All Time? And I think I could. I could beat him in a court case.
Sure, probably. But I think the real question that the people are asking, Nando, is if your partner has started having an emotional affair with a bee, do you think you could win her back?
I mean, is there anything to win back at that point? Like, she clearly wants to involve other species, and like she's got a lot of exploring to do. I don't think I think I'd probably also be driven crazy by it, like Patrick Warburton. But I don't know. I'd like to believe I'd handle it a little better. I'm not allergic to bees. That's part of it that really helps.
True.
Also, as we all know, we can all fly and land planes, so that part of it would be really easy.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't even need to call anybody. Just be like, "Oh, he's here. Good, you can do it."
I was thinking that in that scene, and I forgot to bring it up. Yeah, this movie seems to posit that flying a plane is as easy as Nando thinks it is.
And it is. It's pretty easy. So yeah, and then speaking of Jerry Seinfeld, if one of the friends from Friends was doing this movie, let's say maybe Ross. No, that wouldn't really make sense because he's too smart.
Right.
What's the other one's name? Chandler. His first name is Chandler? Yeah, no, not him. He doesn't feel right for it either. If some third guy on Friends was doing this, like what do you think they would be a good B?
God, what is his name? It's like James? Is there James in Friends?
No, that's no, Jim is The Office.
Right,
James,
right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's them. So that guy.
I can't think of it.
He'd be an okay B, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know.
Enjoy working.
I mean, I would say that the movie operates in a kind of cartoon sitcom logic that I think would conform well to his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, easily seduce the human woman.
Yeah,
well,
that part
that's
would be
no
fun.
question. Yeah.
I
It would be
think I don't think
interesting.
there'd be any ambiguity to the relationship in that version of the movie.
With if he was the bee or if he was the human.
If he was the bee,
Okay, yeah.
he wouldn't be like, you like jazz. He'd go up and be like, how you doing?
Mm-hmm. He'd be like, I like jazz. And she'd be like, wow, what a cool bee. And then
So
it would turn out he
confident.
doesn't or something. Yeah.
Doesn't know a darn thing about it.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah.
Movie. Think Jerry Seinfeld wishes he didn't make it? Do you think he looks back on it and it's like, that was embarrassing for me?
He has expressed regret about the ambiguous sexual relationship between the human and the bee.
Really?
He has genuinely expressed regret about that, yes.
Oh, good.
That it was too ambiguous or that it existed at all?
That it
Was he
existed
like, it
at
should have
all.
been more explicit? Ah, that's-
no, it's
it would have
It
been
was the
funny if that was his regret, but no, he was like, yeah, we
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have done that.
it's the only reason anybody likes this movie, Jerry Seinfeld. You should not be making movies anymore. Like, it's bad. It's bad at it.
Well, he's only done it twice, and both times it was bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you guys want to get to our classic segment then?
I would love to.
I would love that.
Let's do it. All right, DJ, do you want to do both of them at once?
I do. I'm
Yeah.
falling asleep. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So
Yes, I
I'll
would-
start. I'll read it in again. All right, DJ, what do you have to recommend to the fine people?
I just got one thing this week, so I decided to watch an anime that has been on my list for some time. Michelle had watched it and had been asking me to watch it. I finally did. I watched
My
the
little
first season.
sister can't possibly be this cute.
What?
That's
that
the
what it's
anime you
called?
watched, right? My little
Oh.
sister can't possibly be this cute.
No.
I was
Uh,
going to say super sexy hentai octopuses or something fun like
Nope.
that.
Almost.
The difference between your joke and mine, Nando, is mine is a real
It's
show.
probably
I
not.
think it's is real.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
You guys are so
I'm gonna
close.
Google it.
It's Chainsaw Man, little anime called Chainsaw Man.
You haven't watched
I've
it?
seen some of that.
No, and because the movie came out at the end of last year, and
Yeah.
Michelle wanted to see it,
And I
but,
wrecked
you
it.
know, it didn't. You did wreck the movie.
I think I wrecked
So-
the comic at one point because I've read the manga.
Mhm. And I
Well,
wrecked the
so-
anime when I watched it.
I'm late to
Yeah.
the party. That's fine. No, it's great. I would say I didn't know much about Chainsaw Man. I had no idea how fucking weird it is. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird. Which is like interesting. But animation's beautiful. I heard also that's true in the movie that the animation's beautiful.
Oh,
so
Incredible.
I can't wait to watch it on I guess my TV.
Yeah.
But if you haven't watched, I mean, what would be my pitch is if you like action anime, it slots right in there. If you want to hate the protagonist of a show you're watching, you watch this.
Wow. You hate Denji?
I
you
hate Denji
monster?
so much. I hate fuck Denji's the monster. I hate him.
Wow. It's the most
Pocheet's is
relatable
my
character in the
hero.
history
I
of
can't believe-
media.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I mean,
Yeah.
and maybe I mean, it's something there. Maybe it's just me, a virtue signaling. But yeah, I really, really like Chainsaw Man. And if you haven't watched it, you just should watch it. It's about a man who turns into chainsaws. That's all you need to know. He turns into chainsaws.
Yeah.
That's basically true.
Yeah. So,
But he also,
there's
and I
other
think the
guys.
fun pitch for it is wants to touch and see boobs.
He
And
wants
that
to
is
touch
pretty
boobs,
cool of him. Yeah. Like,
It's his driving
Alright.
motivation.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that was what sold me on the show. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I hear the ending's a little weird, but the beginning stuff is good.
Yeah. I've heard things as well as, you know.
I've only seen the
Well-
anime, so I don't actually know how it goes.
Well, Diggins, you'll probably have to wait till you're 50 to see the end of it because
I'll probably read the manga eventually.
they are just like churning these out at fucking snail's pace, you know. Hopefully we get the International Assassins arc by 2028. Anyway, so everyone should watch and read Chainsaw Man and also probably the movie, and you know, it's a basic rec for a basic week.
That's fine. Diggins, what about you?
I just have a quick thing. I went to see a double feature the other day.
Ooh.
Um, of two movies by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, whom I have talked about before. Wrecked a couple movies of his. But two movies of his that hadn't made it to the States previously. The first one was it was a short film. It's like 45 minutes long, called Chime, which is a horror movie about this, like, certain people can hear this sound that just sort of like every time they hear it, it gives them violent impulses.
Oh.
And so sort of like slowly they like lose the ability to resist those impulses.
So it's like the music in the Elvis movie. And this is all the people in the front row who like hear it and get all sexual.
Exactly. It's exactly like that. Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody else can hear this sound. It's only the one person.
Oh.
Yeah. And it just sort of just like builds on that premise. Like I said, it's a short film, so it doesn't go too in depth on anything. And much like Kiyoshi Kurosawa's work specifically, and Japanese horror generally, it's very kind of like, this is just a weird thing that's happening. There's no explanation. It's like a metaphor for something, but like you're not going to get a reason for why it's happening. But then the other movie was one of his first ones from 1998 called Serpent's Path. And this is more of a crime thriller about a Yakuza who is out for revenge against a bunch of other former Yakuza, or like, well, he's a former Yakuza, they're current Yakuza, because they killed his daughter.
That was mean.
Yeah, it's not great. But it's sort of like a lot of the movie is like not fully understanding what is not necessarily what is going on, but like the characters in the movie, what they have done and what their motivations are is like very kind of like slowly revealed over time. And also sort of like changes a lot of what you understand about them. I don't think it's 100% successful. I think it's trying to do a very tricky thing, and this is pretty early in his career, so he maybe didn't have like the full skill set for it yet. But it's interesting. Like it's one of those things where it's like, if you've already seen some of his other work and then you go back and watch this, you're like, I can see like how this became things I liked more later. You know what I mean? So it was cool to see that. He actually remade this one. I haven't seen this remake. He remade it like last year. Set in France instead of Japan. So I'd be interested to see that one and see how different it is from the original, and like how, now that he's, had like over 20 years more experience making films, what he does differently.
When you said the Chime movie is it old or is it new?
Oh, Chime is new. Chime is from like 2024, I think.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, when I looked at this originally on IMDb, I thought it was like from 2004. But now I'm like, no, yeah, this is a new thing. Okay.
Yeah, no. These are just two things of his that had never like been like subtitled and brought to America before. So they did like a double feature. They were releasing it in some theaters. So that was pretty cool thing that I caught. And like I said, I've wrecked some of his movies before. He's becoming one of my favorite Japanese filmmakers of late. So it was just a nice little thing to catch. What about you, Nando? Do you have anything to recommend?
Of course. I mean, I have so many things to recommend. Flying through some of them. All the shows are good this week. Invincible's good. Boys is interesting. And Daredevil is good. So there's those. I was at the movies twice this week. back to back. Monday, I saw Speed Racer, still the greatest movie ever made. Most exciting movie for sure. If you're ever able to see it in a theater, definitely try. And I mean, the people in my theater were having a blast, and it was packed. So I think that was the vibe I got from most people. So that's Monday. Tuesday, I saw that movie Mother Mary, the new David Lowery movie starring Anne Hathaway and Michaela Cole, who I'm not super familiar with, besides that she was in Black Panther 2 for like a minute. But besides that, she's like got other stuff that she's like more well known in. You know, you ever watch what is it? It's not called I Will. Is it I Will Destroy You or something like that? I can't remember the name of her show that made her kind of famous.
I never actually watched it, but I do. I believe it is. It's not I Will Destroy You. It's like This Will Destroy You or something.
There's so many fucking titles for things now that are like, there's that new movie that was like, this is going to go badly or something. It's like, that's not a title. It's a title, but like it's I May Destroy You is what hers was called.
That's what it is. Yes. I do remember hearing about that.
So yeah, I've been told she's very, very good in that. But anyway, I mean, she was good in this. She was great in this, but it's a weird movie. Like I said, David Lowery. So by the guy that made The Green Knight and Peter Pan and Wendy. In Ghost
very
Story.
varied
so, like,
filmography.
Yeah, and it's saying a lot of stuff about. Well, first of all, it's very interesting because it was written by David Lowery, who I assume is like he's the only credited writer on this movie, from what I can tell. And it is a movie that is very, very, very specifically about being a woman and like femininity and stuff. So it's very interesting. Like, I'd be interested to see where he got all of that from and like where any of that came from. If he just was like, I think I get it. I've seen enough of you guys that I could pretty much put it together, because it's definitely saying something. I've seen reviews that say it's really great, and I've seen reviews that say it's not, and I'm right in the middle. I could be convinced either way. Like, not that I think it was bad, but like if someone described it to me and we were like, obviously this is what this stands for, and this stands for, and that's why it's genius, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure, I buy it. But as of now, I don't think I'm smart enough to understand the context of the movie. But the movie itself was cool looking. It's definitely a movie that like was written as a play, and it feels like watching a play. And that's fine. Maybe it would have been a slightly more cool play. But the music is fine too. Have you seen they put real music in it from FKA Twigs from fucking The Crow?
Did you say from The Crow?
From The Crow, yeah. And she's in the movie as well as an actor, like as a character, not as FKA Twigs, but as like she's a medium, and she's way better at this than she is in acting in The Crow. Not that she's great, but it's like they really fucked her with that Crow movie.
It's like, yeah, it's sometimes like you don't realize how big a difference a good director can make.
Yeah. Oh, and Hunter Schafer's in it too, but like Hunter Schafer is third build and so far from being an important part of this movie compared to like FKA Twigs. I was really expecting more Hunter Schafer, barely any. But yeah, I think out of our three fake movie pop star women, I think it's interesting. We have her, we have Lady Raven from Trap. Obviously, we all love Trap. And then, did you ever see Smile 2, Diggins?
No, but I know like the plot of it.
Yeah, we have Sky Riley from Smile 2, and I think they should go on tour. Anne Hathaway, what is her name? Naomi Scott, and M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and like we just kind of pretend all these people are real, because I think it's funny that so many of them exist now, and like they usually do real music, and like they're just written by real people. Because also Charlie XCX writes some of this stuff. Like it's catchy. Yeah, I think
Charlie
it's interesting.
XCX, who did the Wuthering Heights music.
That's right, the very same. And I know very little about her except for that she's pretty funny on SNL once or twice. But I've heard she made a documentary that's a mockumentary. It's supposed to be kind of funny. I mean to watch that. But anyway, that's Mother Mary. I wouldn't say like you got to go see it, but it's interesting, and I'm interested to see where the culture lands on it. Last thing, another show I watched.
I'm intrigued by what you've said, I will say.
Yeah, no, and I think everybody in the theater that I saw it in was like in it, because it's a very intense movie at times, But there's other times when characters are just talking in metaphors and you're like, is this saying anything? Or are they just kind of going at it? And maybe that's the point, you know? I don't know. There will be smart people in a year that make video essays about this movie that convince me it's the greatest movie ever made. And I'm very excited to see them. But speaking of greatest movie ever made, well, besides Speed Racer, the other greatest movie ever made is Marvel's Thunderbolts, as we know. And the team behind that made a new show called Beef Season 2. And it's pretty good. I like it just as much as I like the old Beef. Maybe a little bit less focused, so like a little less fun. In that it's like the other one was so specific, and with this, like, there's a lot of characters, but I think it manages them well. I'm only 3 episodes in, to be fair. And like Oscar Isaac's great. Kaylee Spaney's pretty funny, and then her boyfriend in the thing, not Henry Gold, what is his name? Oh man, I never remember his name. He's the guy from like the May December movie.
Oh, Charles Melton.
Sex. Charles Melton. There we go. Charles Melton, so funny. And he gets a mustache. Mustache is funny, but also his character is just very funny. And yeah, it goes in some weird directions. If you like Beef 1, definitely watch Beef 2. And if you didn't like Beef 2, I've heard people say that, like, oh, I didn't like Beef because it was just about kind of, there's like stereotype about like Asian people being angry and that being like a thing. This is the opposite of that. There are Asian characters in it, but they're not like that's not the point of this one. So maybe give this one a try if you didn't like that part of the first one.
And there's like, now that it's nice white people at the front and center, go ahead and watch that. Exactly.
We got our classic Kaylee Spaney, whatever she is. She's our girl. She's holding it down. I mean, like, and what was I gonna say? It's such a miracle that they somehow convinced that guy to do the X-Men movie. That, like, it's the Beef writer and the Beef director are both in that now. So, like, maybe it'll be good. I hope it'll be good. But yeah, so that's Beef season 2. I also watched a show. I watched the first episode of a show called Marco's Got Money Problems, but I'm gonna wait and see if I like it. It's interesting, but it might also be kind of like, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, do you guys have anything to plug for the fine people? DJ, anything to plug?
Yes, check out Roses and Rejections, where we talk about the season finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. Michelle discusses she actually went to a watch party for it with her mom. They went to a $3 Bill, which is a queer bar in Brooklyn, where they actually had some of the contestants from this season host a watch party there, and she said it was amazing, and she talks about her experience, and it was a great conversation. So even if you didn't like watch the finale, it's a cool thing to listen to hear and talk about that. And then stuff that's coming up that we'll be covering. We're gonna cover Drag Race All Stars, and Perfect Match is coming back. They announced the cast. I'm pretty underwhelmed. And then Love Island in like a little over a month, which is pretty crazy. So that'll eat up the whole summer's worth of stuff, which is good. It'll be good to have consistent reality TV again. And Love Island usually delivers, so that'll be good. So yeah, check out Roses and Rejections on the Pop Break TV network, wherever you get your podcasts. You punch that in.
All right. Diggins, what about you?
Nope. What about you, Nando?
I've been making videos about all those shows and stuff, Daredevil, Invincible and stuff. And then I have other videos coming out. So those. Besides that, I don't know. Not really. Check on the Instagrams and Twitters and stuff, and then maybe you'll find other things.
What about the TikTok?
The TikTok as well, for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely on the TikTok. The TikTok would be a place where you'd find out about them last, because TikTok gets them after everybody else has gotten them, like after they've made it to Nebula and YouTube. Twitter, sometimes I'll post about a new video I just made. So that's the hot presses to be keeping an eye on. But what are we doing next week, guys? Do we have like a thing for next week?
I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
You want to dig up more debt? This would be
maybe
3 debt.
Yeah,
Undercover Brother.
Is that on the list?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not really.
I mean, I don't remember when it was put on the list, but it's on there somewhere. That's
There's
why I put
that.
it in whenever the games forever goes, because it's like one of the movies we should
Okay.
have seen by now.
It's that Yu-Gi-Oh, and whatever. There's the other
Last Vampire on Earth, I believe, is one of them.
was that the
Oh,
one from
right.
the
Yeah, that one.
bracket. Did we ever get the list for the other bracket winner besides B movie?
I don't think so.
I can't
thought-
remember.
Well, either way,
We'll check.
figure it out.
It's very
Yeah.
possible. But very good. All right. Well, until next week, I've been in any of we movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day on all the socials.
I'm at C Diggins exclusively on Bluesky.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. We love you.